I've been traveling a lot lately. I realized that some of the only people that ever see a UFO are Southerners. Do you ever notice that? It's usually I saw a UFO. It was amazing. I was in the cornfield, tending to the corn. I looked up and there was a dang, dang, darn, dang, 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 ship in the sky. I love cows. It's never a jappy Jewish girl that sees a UFO, like a really material, like, oh my God, I saw the most amazing UFO the other day. I was like freaking out. It was huge. It was like my mother's engagement ring, and I was like, Daddy! Daddy! I want a ship too! It's also never a big black woman, is it? Do you ever know? Yo, I saw a UFO! I was like, damn! Look up there, it's a ship in the sky! Yes! Shaniqua! Look up there, it's a ship in the sky! Hallelujah, Lord Jesus, Barack Obama!
Telling all your friends the party never ends. Knock 'em dead. Knock 'em dead. Comedy show. I'm gonna get my sticks. The mic is live and clear for you and all to hear. Knock 'em dead. Knock 'em dead. Comedy show.
They suck. Good morning, everybody. It is the Knock 'em Dead Comedy Radio Show coming at you live from Governor's Comedy Clubs in Levittown, the world-famous Governor's Comedy Club. Sally's here. Courtney's in there. Mike O'Toole is hanging out with us. And I'm here, too. Eric is not here, ladies and gentlemen. Eric is not here. He did briefly return on Thursday. He was back on Friday, and now he's gone again. He doesn't like us. No, the truth is Eric had a grand old time at the parade yesterday, so he's a little sore.
What parade?
The parade that everybody went to see Courtney in. That parade.
Oh,
Yeah.
Did you hear Courtney's story?
She had her own parade.
She was in the Pride Parade. She was in it.
Yeah.
She was one of the celebrity guests. She sang somewhere over the rainbow.
Right on a float.
So tell us the story there, Courtney. We'll get right into this. Good morning, Derek. Good morning, Pam, watching all the way in England. Good morning, Ken. Good morning, Jim. Jim Raya, who's on every Wednesdays at 7:30, Three's Company. Okay, sorry, I said go ahead, and I just kept talking. Courtney was in the parade yesterday. Explain.
Well, it wasn't as great as we'd like to say it
Yes,
is.
it was.
In my mind, it was.
People went there just to see you.
Of course, yes, because, show pride, show support. I'm an ally, but
I'm an ally.
Yeah, that's what they call people who aren't like.
Do they really?
Yeah. So if you support it, but
So they're
you're
into
not,
science fiction or something? They call it allies?
Yeah, like if you're a straight person who is supportive of the LGBTQIA community, they call you an ally. So it's
Wow, learn
you
something
stand.
new every day. I had no idea.
I like that. I think that's really nice. Like
Just friends of friends.
Years ago, they were
That's how I see it.
bad. I always thought kind of crappy terms for it. Because I spent a lot of time in California, so that if you hung out and you were really supportive, you were called like a fag hag. And you're like, I'm just out with my friends, but
Just having a good time. Why you gotta throw names around?
We definitely have a cooler name now.
I know. So yeah, it's a little, a lot better.
Now, actually, before I promise you, we'll get to it. But I see Pete is watching from the Wort.
That's me.
Is it? Oh, that's you.
That's
you're,
me.
You're under Pete's name.
You want to know
Oh.
the quick story about that? So Facebook got back to us saying that we can't have a real account called The Wort with Mike and Pete. You're not allowed to.
Why?
And because it's not a real person. So they said, send us credentials, your license or whatever. And it was legit because it was actually through the app. It wasn't through like an email or any nonsense. And I don't have anything that says that my name officially is The Wort with Mike and Pete.
But we have a Knockin' Dead Comedy radio show page. We didn't
Right,
go
so
through
you
that.
have a page, but not an account. So you probably personally
He's trying to be a person.
manage.
Got it.
Right.
Got it.
So the way it works is when I want to go on and be in there. So if you look in the chat room, when I log into the chat room, it comes up with Pete's name. I don't want my name in there, being a teacher and all. I don't need these kids stalking my life. So I put Pete in there because Pete doesn't give a shit. Nor does he know what social media is.
Oh, really?
No, he has no idea. He has no idea what's going on. And he does Instagram now, and he when he gets 20 likes on a picture he posted, he's so excited. So excited. I'm like, dude, our last one got like 50 in the first 2 minutes we posted. Like, he's like, gets so excited. But when I comment, I'll just put comment in the thing. All right, hey, you'll see it actually come up with The Wort with Mike and Pete.
Right.
So our comments come up the right way, but my account when we log into things don't. So that's why it says Pete. So Pete's not actually watching. He's actually doing work right now.
Okay, never mind. All right, so you were in the parade.
Yes.
Courtney was in the parade.
Yes, I was in the parade. So we were we were standing and watching the parade for a while, and then it didn't seem like there was a lot going on, so we were all kind of getting hot because it was very sunny in the city yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
I know there was like a massive storm on Long Island, but
Yeah, we'll get to that. And that wasn't until last night.
yeah, so it was quite hot. So we were like, all right, let's walk around, see if we can get back towards Times
I get
Square.
burned pretty bad.
Yeah,
Oh,
my
See how
nose
bad
is
that is?
Look at
really
that.
rosy.
That's the reverse farmer's tan.
There's Irish skin for you.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Skin
see
that
that?
I
doesn't see
tan
the
up
light
all
of
right.
day.
After a while, I tan up, but that first
Me and
initial
you.
burn.
Yeah, me and you will.
Yeah,
we
look at
make
the
a full
opposites.
arm. Yeah.
Look how, but it stops the shoulder. See?
Yeah, it's just the shoulder.
Yeah, it's just this, and I did it on purpose, to be honest with you.
Just to even it out.
Yeah, because it was farmer's tan, so I evened it out. But then I was an idiot and wore like just a cutoff shirt, and
Yeah.
then I wasn't out in the sun enough for it to bleed all the way up. So I only took my shirt off to go in the water for a little bit.
By
I was
like August 20th, you'll be all set, and the sun will go back away.
I am going off to Aruba in a few weeks, probably like a
Nice.
month. So
Very
I need to
nice.
even it out before I hit the
Yeah.
beaches of Aruba. It'd be terrible.
Yeah,
Look at this
definitely.
idiot coming in multicolored.
There's
looks
an
like his own pride
American.
Maybe that's when they have it down there. Maybe you'll be in time.
No, I'm just an ally.
It's just an ally. So you as an ally were walking through the hot city.
Yeah, and so we were trying to get to Times Square because we thought that's where all the hubbub would be. 'Cause
The
everyone's
hubbub?
like- we're like, well, let's find the people.
Let's find the hubbub.
Yeah, exactly, the hubbub. And so we were trying to go through all these people, and at one point, like, have all these streets blocked off, so you can't, like, get up where you need to go. So we were trying to cross the street, and then my friend's like, yo, when we're crossing the street, just go left. Just go left onto the street. I'm like, you mean, like, join the parade? And they're like, yeah, like, let's just do it. I'm like, I don't care as long as everybody else is on board. And as we're crossing, like, no one starts to go left except my one friend who's, like, bumping me like a bumper car. She's like, go left, go left, go left. And I'm like, all right.
So
And
you
then
were forced into the parade.
I was like,
That sounds like a
gently
forceful
nudged.
parading.
A forced parade.
yeah, I mean, hey, I'm glad she bumped me into it because then all my other friends were like, okay, well, let's just go in the parade.
And you continued and walked all the way to the end.
Yeah, literally. We were just like on it for like 10, 15 blocks. So we were not part of any group, but we
Just
were like
waving and were people like pointing at you? Hey,
oh yeah,
love
we
you,
got
girl.
people pumped up. Like some people
Wow.
started waving their flags and like yelling, looking at us. So I would go and be like, "Whoa!"
And the group that you meshed with, nobody said a word.
I mean, we were in the back of them. They'd have to turn around, and no one did.
Why would they have a problem with it? I mean, the whole idea of that is that they're tired of being like excluded. So why would they pick the Pride Parade to say you can't join?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Bad timing.
Imagine.
Don't do that.
Yeah, like everyone's welcome.
They wouldn't be parade allies.
What happens at the end of the parade? Is there like some sort of like mass nudist orgy? I mean, that's just in my that'd be That'd be right up my alley.
Not the end of the parade I was on.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd join the line on that parade.
Yeah.
I mean, there were definitely people very close to being naked throughout the entire
Yes,
city.
I did see
that
pictures
day.
on Newsday.
Really? Men
Yeah.
and women.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Really?
They were
Banana
on
hammocks
rollerblades
and
everything.
pasties. Banana hammocks and pasties.
Oh yeah, I don't care about the hammocks.
Yeah.
Well, in New York City, like women don't even have to wear shirts, right?
Yeah.
No, yeah, there's like I don't know what it is.
Is that really
but-
the law? That's the law? Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, full
Interesting.
exposure is not like.
And did you see a lot of bare parts?
Only like a couple, to be honest. Most women had like pasties, like rainbow pasties and stuff.
I don't know. I just find that section of society to be very sexual.
Yes,
I mean, even though
very
it's just
open.
like everything else, it's just very sexual.
I'm definitely feeling more like an ally right now.
Yeah.
I may have to go to.
I
this
might
parade
have
next
to.
year.
We're going to take Gub's Radio, everyone down to the Pride Parade next year.
And all I'm
It would
thinking
be
is,
very
I bet you they got
interesting.
sunburn.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
100%. I
Just
saw
a-
all these
just
people.
a-
I hope they had sunscreen on.
Just a pasty that's not.
Except
and
the
it doesn't
people covered
fully
in
fill out.
glitter, I feel like they're
Oh,
good
boy.
because they're reflecting the sun. It's not
Like one of those
absorbing
globes
into
in your garden. It's just bouncing the sunlight all over the place.
But it was a
Jesus
really cool
Christ.
experience, honestly. Like, I felt really connected to the whole experience. And it was more than just like a parade. They morph it into like, you're
A
still
choo-choo train.
protesting.
It becomes the human centipede. We get it.
Sorry.
A protest thing?
Yeah, because they're still protesting. Because everyone, they said, oh, please
That's
keep
true, yeah.
marching, keep marching. And
Yep.
like, you know, you march when you're protesting.
Yeah, so you feel all inspired and you're
Yeah.
helping and
Lots of
it's
signage.
great.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
like said that you weren't like paraders, you were like marchers. They're like, oh, marchers, like at the end of the parade, they had all the arrows, like go this way, because that's where the parade ends. So they're like, you know, keep marching and everything like that. And I didn't know that until I was actually like in the parade, hijacked into the parade. And I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Like, you know, they're still protesting, you know, for equal rights and representation and everything like that.
You got
So
bumper card into the parade.
I did get bumper
That's
carded
what I learned
into the
today.
parade. But it was a good. It was
Stay away
Mike's
from the
taken
edge. If
away.
you don't want to be in the parade, you're going to get bumper card into it if you're close to it.
It's all right. That person's like the kind of friend everybody needs. It's the person who like pushes you to do the things you would normally do, but that are good for you. You know, like the good kind of friend, the one who like challenges you to live outside your box.
Peer pressure is what you're saying.
Yeah, but it's the good
I know.
kind.
I'm joking. There's a good
There's
kind.
good kind of peer pressure.
Were there anti-gay people like with their side, like the religious people?
There was
like-
only one person
One?
that
Wow,
I
that's a
ran
brave
into.
person.
Yeah,
my
I mean, I'm
God,
sure there
one.
were more people like that were like that, but this was at the beginning of the day. We're walking down towards the parade route, and like you're just walking in the street because they had them blocked off, and
Right.
I think the parade had gone down that way already. So we were walking, and some dude on this like motor scooter or whatever had this like mic pack on, and he was like, Jesus will save you. Find Jesus and he will give you salvation.
Really?
So I was just so irritated that I yelled.
Santa
I'm like,
Claus won't deliver presents to you.
Basically, yeah.
But did he
You'll
say-
get coal for Christmas?
But did he say? He said so. Find Jesus. But did he say like what address? Like is he? Jesus
He's
is
over
around the
there.
no
corner.
GPS
Yeah.
location. There was
No
no,
Jesus lo-
coordinates.
No Waze. You couldn't tap into Waze. Where?
No,
is-
there was no scannable thing to like bring it up on my Google Maps.
Right.
You know, QR code
Nope, nothing
on the
at
side
all.
of his motorcycle where you can be saved.
They should have
Yeah.
put like a sign on the back, like a kick me sign, only a gay flag or
Yeah.
something on his motor scooter.
I wish, but I just got irritated, so I yelled, I'm like, Jesus loves us no matter who we are. And a bunch of people are like, hell yeah!
That's right, ally.
Well, you know, they thought I was gay, so they don't know anything until they ask. But yeah, that was the only experience I had.
Or
with
until
any,
you
like,
don't tell.
That's right.
Yeah.
So all
Don't
right.
ask,
So
don't tell.
did you find the hubbub?
We did not find. Well, we found the hubbub, but you had to
I
have
stayed
tickets
here
to
just
get
to
into
find
the
out where
hubbub.
this place
The
was.
hubbub.
I want to see
That
where
was
the
the whole
hubbub
point
is.
of
We
the show
found
today.
it.
What's
We
a
just
hubbub?
weren't allowed in.
Oh, you got denied.
Well, it
You didn't
was
have
sold
your-
out. There
You didn't
there
have your
was
hubbub
ticket
card.
Your
kinda
hubbub card. That's a good way to say it.
We had no tickets for the hubbub.
Where was the hubbub?
It's right in Times Square. That's where the closing ceremony was.
Oh, so, what? So it was like kind of blocked off. You actually had to have like a pass of
yeah,
some
they
sort to
had
get
like a
in.
bunch of barricades, but they also had like it looked like canvases. I guess the artwork for New York Pride that year.
Yeah,
So
that
it
Wow.
was like
It makes sense
It was
how you do
actually
that, yeah.
called World Pride NYC because there were people from all over the world. They had
Sure.
there were people from Sydney. There were people from Brazil. There were people from countries with flags I don't recognize. And it was really cool because they had a lot that were like rainbow flags
Yeah.
over their country's flags.
Yeah,
so it was
yeah,
like
yeah.
incorporated into it, which I thought was really cool.
Like Israel's flag had like a little stripe in there as they were. I know what it looks like, but it has the blue and the white stripes. So they were doing, like a pride stripe in between or something like that.
Yeah, nice. Just incorporated it.
Yeah.
Now, as the ally of the
Hold on, before you answer that, I gotta go.
ahead.
I gotta get the children.
All right.
Okay.
I'll be back here
Thanks for
tonight.
stopping by.
Oh, no problem.
The Wort Show tonight at 8.
Tonight at 8, we have North Fork Brewing Company.
Nice.
We got Jeffrey from Hartwell Wood Shop, a local wood shop here on Long Island. Of course, we got my buddy Mike from Boston stopping in. Charlie from 1940s Brewery is going to come by. It's going to be a party tonight.
You said a wood shop.
A wood shop. Local wooding, makes really nice.
People that build, tables
he
and
does
stuff,
like,
or an
Lost
artist. An artist or someone who builds
he's an
like
artist.
rocking chairs.
He is an artist. No. He makes artwork. So he does wood designs of Long Island. He does a lot of Long Island-based stuff. Mahogany. It's beautiful. I got one in a contest. That's how I knew about him.
Wow.
Online, and he did a little Long Island mahogany Christmas tree ornament.
Nice.
So it was really nice, and I contacted him. I said, this is really cool. And he's doing some sort of design work for the show. We're going to get it out to the bars and restaurants. It's going to be a little thing that we're doing over the summer. So
That's a great idea.
some cool stuff.
The,
All right.
the Wort in the Wood.
The Wort in the Wood.
Thanks,
Mike
Mike.
and Pete. All right, I'll see you guys later. See you
Thanks for
Wednesday.
hanging, Mike.
See you.
Okay. So did as the ally of the gays, did they tell you why it's the last Sunday of every June? Did they why is that World Pride Day? Does it have a
no.
they just pick it, or is there a meaning behind it?
No one said anything to me about it. I didn't do any research, but just
What
to
kind of
make-
ally are you?
What?
What kind of ally are you?
I'm allied to all people.
But if you're
All
going to
those-
go to the parade, you got to be educated.
No, she just bumper card in. She just, was like
Well, not
going
to
with the
the-
flow. She didn't do research before.
Yeah, but she
finding
still
out.
went to the parade.
Yeah, but they're not like advertising why. They're just advertising their pride and that they're embracing who they are that day. No, not that day, but most importantly in Pride Month. They always say, don't stop being proud of who you are today and this month just because it's not Pride Month. I think it's the last day of June, the last day of Pride Month, because, that's, again, the last day of Pride Month. So I think that's why they decide to make that World Pride, to kind of throw...
Oh, so June is
off.
considered the whole...
The whole month.
Whole month
like
is Pride
February's
Month.
Black History Month, June is...
Yes.
Pride
I
Month.
see. I had no
Yep.
idea. I did not know that.
Yeah,
Or if
so
I did, I
that's,
forgot it.
That's when all the pride parades happen all over the place. I know Long Island had a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
And so NYC, I think, is always the last day of June because everybody loves to come to New York City and for any event like St. Patrick's Day, New Year's Eve.
Yes, absolutely.
It's just kind of the place to be when
New York
things are
City is the
happening.
best place in the world.
Yeah,
damn
and
it.
Sunday's a great day to have a parade. So
Yeah,
it's
so
there you
all
go.
good.
I thought it was really cool. I thought it was awesome to see the community throughout the whole world. And
Oh, the phone's ringing? Oh, nice. All right, cool. Hey, good morning. You're on the Knock 'em Dead Comedy Radio Show. Who's this?
Okay, Tony, it's Derek.
Hi, Derek.
Hi, I got to tell you, I'm concerned about you guys, and I'm calling to see if I can heal the rift between you guys and Eric, because obviously there's a problem,
Yes.
and you're not addressing it to the fans, and I'm concerned
All right.
because either you're there or Eric's there, and you're not there together, and all I care about is you guys and harmony.
There was a
And
restraining
I-
order for the
Yes.
entire month.
Well, that-
it was
well-
gay pride restraining order to keep Eric away.
There is
because-
a little love triangle going on. Eric is in love with me, and he was trying to, overtake Sally. So we just had to separate for a while. We said, Eric, take a break. Get your feelings in check. Just calm down. Get some mental help.
Stop trying to kiss Tony.
Right. You have a lovely
All right.
wife. Go home to your wife and appreciate her.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't know. I got to be honest. I don't think this is exactly what's going on, but I mean, I'm on the case, and I'm going to find out what's happening for the fans, because as you know, I'm dedicated to the fans.
We all know
Knock
that.
'em Dead Comedy Radio Show.
Yes.
So we got to make sure that you guys come together, in mass as the force that you are truly meant to be.
I like the way you put that. I don't know what kind of force, but we are a force that was
We're a
meant to be.
force.
The force usually,
allied
it's
force.
usually a force of wind that comes out of me or Eric's. Heine,
I mean, you guys are powerful to get on your own. You have your own gifts, but when you're the Avengers, when you come together, and the Avengers are fractured right now. It's a civil war. It's a civil war right now.
I couldn't agree more. The three of us, it's definitely Yeah, it's definitely the best when it's the three of us. It's good. I mean, everything is great when it's a mixture of the three. And Eric and Michelle did a super job Thursday and Friday.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely. And we had good shows Tuesday and Wednesday. But yeah, it is definitely it's definitely at its best when it's the three of us. So it does look like he'll be back tomorrow. It does look like he'll be back tomorrow.
no one wants half the Beatles. Okay, that's how this works.
Well, they don't really have a choice because two of them are dead.
Exactly. Thank you for hitting that softball.
And thank you, Derek, for being on the case. And I have no doubt there will be positive results to your efforts.
I hope so.
I know so, Derek.
All right, back to your regular scheduled programming.
Thank you,
Derek.
sir.
Bye.
Bye.
We got
No,
Robert
actually-
Shapiro watching. We've got Chris Thomas watching. Mark White.
Hello, Mark White.
Pete Jenkins. How are you? Benny Rizzuto. What?
Benny Rizzuti.
Rizzuti. Oh yeah. What am I saying?
I don't know. What are you saying?
Zestos.
Sestos.
And oh, you know what? Mark
What?
White changed his face emblem on Facebook.
His
What's up with
face
that?
emblem. His face emblem.
you
Sally
see
has
that?
her own language. Face emblem. Profile picture. Yeah, and there's Michelle. She's watching. She did a nice job with Eric Thursday and Friday. Actually, the truth be told, Eric just has stuff going on at home. I don't think he would have even been here Thursday and Friday, but Sally and I had plans to go away. So he, put his stuff aside and did what he had to do. I do think he's coming back tomorrow. Last I heard, it looked like tomorrow was the day that he will be back and we'll be back to normal. Just personal stuff. He's doing some, work on his house, and his wife has been. I don't think she's off from work, but I think she's been working from home. So the kids just finished school, so so I think they're just taking a little time together.
Yeah, everyone deserves some time off. So
Absolutely. And congratulations. Speaking of his kids and his family, congratulations to Nicholas Shevlin. He plays in Little League Baseball. He hit his first over-the-fence home run this weekend. I don't know too many details other than it went over the center field wall, and it was against a pitcher who apparently is a really good pitcher. That's all I know, and I'm sure Eric will talk about it more when he's here and gloat and brag a little bit, as he should.
why do I feel like Nick's done that already?
He's hit home inside the park home runs before.
Oh, that's it.
He's a very fast runner and a good
'cause
hitter.
He hits well. I just really kind of thought when I saw that, I was thinking, I feel like he's done
he's
that
a great,
already.
yeah, he's a great ball player. They're both good athletes, both of his kids. But yeah, no, this was his first over the fence.
Nice.
Over the fence. Now I have a lot of segues here, but there's baseball segues, there's Eric segues, there's vacation segues. Because we took a couple of days off. We went down to the Poconos and went to Kalahari.
Yeah.
And had ourselves a nice time.
I just laughed because, I don't even know if you even noticed, when we were, because I was just about to say, I'm glad you remembered our vacation because your memory has been, and just to.
I had a stroke while I was down.
He had
while
a
we were down there.
stroke.
I had a stroke.
You just turned to Courtney earlier and been like, oh, I didn't know gay pride was the whole month. We had an entire conversation about it at the table with Zach yesterday morning.
You see, that's exactly why I said what I said was I didn't know that, but then I said, or I had forgotten it but the reason I said that because in my head I'm like, I think I just had a conversation with somebody recently about that.
I think you had
so
a
that's,
stroke.
That's what happened just
I do.
yesterday. We had a conversation
gonna
with our kids about it.
I'm going to be wiping feces off the wall
Nice.
really soon. It's tell them
All right,
all the
so-
things. It's crazy.
So we went down to Kalahari.
Kalahari.
First off, my complaint, we did not see Chris Thomas while we were down there. She was down at the same time as us. We did not see her. And actually, I'm shocked she's watching because now she went straight from Kalahari to Disney.
Yeah.
Which, I guess when you're from Kachag, you can afford to do that. You can take those little trips down from Kalahari, from the water resort, down to Disney, down to Florida. And then we'll take our own private jet back to Kachag to our heliport in the backyard. So we went to Kalahari, and I realized once we were down there that I forgot a ton of stuff. I have, as you guys, well, it's been shoved down your throats a million times. I have this fake leg, so going to a water park with a fake leg requires a lot of parts and preparation and stuff, which I forgot most of.
Yeah.
I also forgot my bathing suit. Going to a water park, and I forgot my bathing suit.
Yeah, so he forgot the socks and stuff that he needs. And then he forgot, we were driving. We were I don't know, 5-10 minutes on the road. And he's like, oh my goodness, I forgot this one piece of paper that I need to give to a friend. So we had to do a U-turn for that.
We were going with friends, and there was something I needed to give to one of them, and it was kind of important and time sensitive, so we had to turn around.
So then we're on the road, and then when we get there, he's like, "Oh, I forgot this stuff from my leg. Now what am I gonna do? I'm gonna have to wash the sock stuff out and dry them every day, and no big deal." But then he turned to me and he's like, "All right, I'm ready." He's like, "Oh, I forgot my bathing suit," and I'm like, so I thought he was kidding because that's the only thing you pack. You get out your suitcase, plunk, bathing suits in for the water park trip. Now what else do I need? So he's like, "No, I really."
Right, that should have been the first thing packed. You're going to a water park. That should be the first thing to hit you. Oh, I gotta grab my bathing suit.
Yeah.
No, I forgot my bathing suit.
And then we're like, he had a stroke.
So there was some. What else? There was more. There was a whole. I forgot a whole bunch of stuff.
What there's more.
I forgot a bunch of stuff for my leg. I forgot the paper. The worst part was I forget what we were talking about. But I wanted to say something about a hand. I don't remember what the conversation was. I don't remember what the conversation was, but I held out my hand and I said something about the head. I'm like, wait a minute. I just called, and I said to everybody, so I just called this a head.
Before you even said anything, though, you turned around and you just looked at your hand for a while
No, that was after.
Okay.
No, because what happened was I said, and then then you use your head, and I stopped myself. And I go, did you guys hear me? I called this a head. And then I was going to correct myself, and I forgot. I forgot what this was called. And that's when I sat there like this. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, what is this called? And holy shit, I'm forgetting what it's called.
And you actually said finger.
That was the only thing that I could get out of my mouth.
He goes, finger.
Yeah.
It's word association. What's the first thing that comes to mind? Finger. What's attached to a finger?
What do I use this for?
A nail.
Smack kid in head. What else? It holds a ring. I clip the nails.
True story. And that, so.
I mean, I'm totally sticking up for you. I just think you're overwhelmed with stress because, and it has been we've even said.
That's totally it.
We even said if we could get, because Elio came to visit, and that was everything's been great.
Right, we left the next day after he left. Yeah,
Elio stayed a little bit longer. Thank goodness, because we got to spend more time with him. But before that, we spent time with his family. We've been kind of leading up to the last 2 weeks in June as, oh my goodness, it's going to be great, but if we can get through the last 2 weeks. And it was seriously like that. Every moment in time we were doing something. So I just think you just got really freaking overwhelmed.
Yeah. It was definitely a great 2 weeks with it all. Excuse me. But it was a lot. I don't know. I'm not going to say stressed, but it was just a lot. So I just forgot because we spent so much time with Elio. I didn't mentally or physically, obviously, I didn't physically prepare for the trip. I mean, I literally packed at 10 o'clock that night. I just threw a bunch of stuff in the bag.
That's how I pack.
No, but I normally don't. I usually, for a few days prior in my head, I'm like, all right, I got to remember this, and I'm going to take care of this, and before I go, I got to do this. I like to be organized, and I'm not a last minute person, and it just kind of.
What's funny
the whole
is
thing just got away from me. But.
Is before we were packing, I grabbed a suitcase and was packing some stuff, and then and I said to him because his leg is like a computer. You have to charge it, like you do your computer. I mean, the whole knee thing, it runs on a charge that will last like a day or two, but he definitely has to do it. So I was like looking in the corner. I was like, oh, just make sure you don't forget to bring your leg charger. And then I followed it up with saying, I know you're looking at me like, yes, Sally, I've been packing a suitcase and, for the last million years, I think I got it. And then we smiled, and then sure enough, 1,000 things got left out.
What else? There was more I forgot.
There was more.
There were a bunch of things I forgot
remember.
to pack with me, but.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, you even had to go to Old Navy and get a bathing suit, and then you picked up some more clothes. So obviously you didn't pack everything that you needed.
No, that's not the case at all. I went to Old Navy to get a bathing suit, and they were just having crazy sales.
Oh, okay, good.
Shirts for $10, shorts for $10. So I took 10 minutes and just did some quick shopping.
Sure.
And I grabbed a couple of things I liked, but that. Yeah,
Okay,
that had nothing
good.
to do with forgetting
I'm
anything.
did he forget his shirts?
No, there was just a nice
An
sale.
empty suitcase. There's nothing in it.
Did I forget one of my kids?
Oh dear.
Imagine. We ended up having fun, right? It was a good time.
It was good. It was I don't know if any of you have been there, but first we stayed kind of close by in a Holiday Inn for a day, and we did go-kart racing, which ended up being fantastic because Sammy, Tony's daughter, has never done anything like that. She has autism. She can do a million things, better than a lot of people, but she's never driven before, and she was a little afraid of doing it. And he's like, if you don't like it, just stop. And, you never pressure her. And I love that. But she's so brave that you almost want to, it's like this fine line of pressuring and non-pressuring, because she's the bravest person. But if she doesn't want to do something, you don't want to push her. But you kind of we're like, well, try it. And if you don't like it, just stop. What's wrong?
No, nothing's wrong. Just we can continue that. I just remind me. There's something I wanted to talk about with the phone. Just so I
don't
want to
remember anymore.
Yes.
Okay.
I was very proud of Sammy. Yeah, she's autistic, and like you said, never. I mean, autistic but high functioning, and she knows a lot of her limits. She knows damn well that she's special needs, and understands. She understands that she doesn't understand a lot.
Right.
Yeah, I had to make sure that came out right. So, so she, and one thing she said she'd never do is drive, which is probably a good thing. So we go down, and the first thing we did, drove down to Kalahari, and the first thing we did was hit a go-kart track, a go-kart place, a go-kart track. I'm gonna stick with track. So. A few years ago, when we all went to Woodlock, they had go-karts, but they were big enough that Sammy could actually fit in one with me. It was a little uncomfortable, but the both of us could fit in. But this time, they had go-karts near Kalahari that there was no way that Sammy and I were going to fit in. And she loves this. She loves this stuff.
And the track was better this time, because at Woodlock, it just kind of went around in a circle, and there was a lot of bumping going on.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, it was laid up better. It went further distance without making turns.
Yeah.
And no one was, other than you bumping into me.
I bumped into you.
She really felt like she was driving, not just around in a circle like you would a regular.
I didn't bump you on purpose, but once I did, I was like, oh, that was fun. So I did it a second time.
Did you really?
Yes. Yeah. See, you don't remember getting bumped. Story of my life. Sally never remembers when I bump her. So I turned to Sammy and I said, look, we're not going to fit in the same car this time like we did that time. I said, and I know you really love this, so you're going to have to do it. And, because I was confident. They're go-karts. It's not, she's not driving a car. It wasn't like she was going to flip over the side of a road or through a median or hit a tree or something. So I told her, I think you can do this. And she was not happy, to say the least, and gave me a little bit of a hard time. And I forced her. I have no problem admitting that. I physically, took her by the arms, and I kind of walked with her. And as we're walking, no, I'm not doing this. No, Daddy, no. As we're putting her in the go-kart, she's saying, no. She sat her down. And now I don't know if the guys working there, if they picked up on this or what, but they were great with this anyway. They didn't rush us. They didn't try to get in on this. They I was giving Sammy the instructions on what she had to do, and they just let me go.
Right.
So I spent a minute with her explaining it, and there was nobody else on the course. It was just our
just
group.
our group of family.
Just our group. So it's not like we were holding anybody up or being rude to other people. There was nobody even online behind us. This was, 11 o'clock in the morning or something? 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
And it was a Thursday, so people were still working. It wasn't like people were waiting on us. So
our kids would have been asleep if we didn't haul them in the car.
Right. So I explained it to her, and then I got in my cart, and it was the green light lit, and off we went. And she handled it like a pro, man.
I was right behind her.
Boom.
There was no hesitation. She just pulled out.
Yep.
She followed the course the whole time. She didn't even look nervous. She just looked like she'd been doing it. Like I said, she's so brave. Like they do she's on a basketball team for special needs. There's maybe one other girl, maybe. She plays basketball every Friday with all these, basketball playing boys. I just feel like she's just brave,
Yeah, she. I mean, I know it sounds silly. We're just talking about go-karts, but this really was kind of a big deal because she, if you even told me a year ago she would drive a go-kart, I wouldn't believe it. It was just because it's more than just driving the go-kart. It's about the bravery. It's about the getting the skill and the there he is. Look who's here, ladies and gentlemen. John Dorcic is here.
Hello, John Dorcic.
Hello, Sammy.
Come sit.
Look at you, all dressed up.
Yeah, why wouldn't I? This is big, man.
We're talking about the radio show.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Hi. Where's the camera? Hi. Hi.
Right there.
Oh, hey.
He's looking. I don't know where he's looking.
I don't know. Well, I was expecting.
He's just a stage guy. He doesn't do a lot of film. So
and TV. I was expecting a giant camera and 1970s.
I want to move the picture. I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, you're
it's
gonna move
cutting
the
off
camera
top
angle?
of his head.
Oh no.
John Dorcic has joined us, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, John Dorcic.
Hi, Tony Walker. How are you?
Are you all right there?
I'm good. Is this?
That does not get any lower, so I would suggest going sideways with it.
Obscuring my beauty?
Yes, which we don't want that.
People are only tuning in for the aesthetic pleasures of me. Why would you do that, people? Why, it makes no sense.
All right, now before we get into this with John Dorcic, one thing I just wanted to talk about quickly. I'm noticing here, because Sally's got my phone here, and we keep track of what's going on Facebook and everywhere else. And I, of course, I go other places on my iPad here to play sound effects or if we're going to watch a video or something. So Sally keeps tabs on my phone with what's going on and what everybody's saying. And so if you look here, on my iPad, it only says who's watching, but it's not showing me any comments. I've never seen that before.
I haven't seen that either.
So I look over. So I'm sitting here as we're talking, and I'm like, wow, nobody's commenting today. What's going on here? I look over by Sally at my phone, and sure enough, everybody's commenting. So now I feel bad that we didn't we didn't acknowledge these. Michelle, how was your trip? Hi, Michelle. You did a great job. The trip was great.
She was so good. And Michelle.
She says good morning to Ken Michelle.
Michelle.
Mark White says good morning. He says we're going straight to hell. I don't know why he said that. Probably something we said before. Pete Jenkins says hi, guys.
Maybe Mike found Jesus over the weekend. Maybe that was a blanket statement for everybody in the world.
That would be amazing because Mark was once part of an atheist group.
Really?
Yeah. So that would be interesting.
And then those people even annoyed him, so he got off.
Well, the tide goes up, the tide goes down.
Zesto says good morning. Good morning, Zestos. Had a great time with you last week when you were here. Ken Pichelle, put Michelle in that chair between Sally and Eric, and then harmony will be restored. As I said last week, she could get Jessica Curson in there on a Wednesday. Everybody's saying good morning to each other. Did anybody see yesterday this weekend? I saw yesterday every day. You see where I was going with that?
I saw tomorrow this weekend because I was
you're a medium?
because small, medium, at large.
I saw today this morning on NBC. Sorry.
We actually saw Toy Story 3 because Tony had not seen that yet. So we wanted to see that before we saw Toy Story 4 this week. So, yeah, we're a little behind.
Yeah, I'm not current at all. Good morning, Gebhard. Good morning, Will Sharon. Happy Canada Day, says Will Sharon. It was more like the LAE than Southern State. What is that? I don't know what that's. Hope you had a great vacation, says Bonnie. Bonnie, all right, wait a minute now. Bonnie, before I go any further, Glenn Evans says, glad I found your show. Glad you found us.
How do I throw this in? Mark
White says, I'm a doofus. Thank you, pal. That makes my day better when I see that you said that to me. Hello, Donna Smith-Weston. I didn't really follow Ken Pichel's thing with Michelle. As I said last week, she can get Jessica Kirsten on there on a Wednesday. All right. So, no, I did not see yesterday yet, Ken. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Looks like a great movie. Got great reviews. And then Mark White was upset that Courtney's talking, but she's off camera. He thinks she should be in here. Maybe we'll throw her in here later.
Thank you, Mark.
Mike Scudero is watching. Let's see now. Now, Pete Jenkins, where'd it go? Pete Jenkins wasn't understanding a lot of our baseball talk. Pete Jenkins, I'll quickly explain it. Where'd it go? Oh, pitcher, fence wall, Little League. What is this language? Little League, baseball we're talking about. Pete. A pitcher is the guy that throws the ball. Eric's son was batting. He hit the ball with the bat, and it went flying over the fence or the wall, whatever you want to call it. And when you do that, you get to run around the whole bases for a home run. Yeah, you guys don't have.
That sounds good.
They don't have baseball in England, right?
I don't know.
We just saw
like cricket or something like that.
That's nice.
We just this morning, Sally and I saw something in Finland. The way they play baseball, it's insane compared to us.
What do they do? I want to know.
They have.
I'm a didact, an autodidact.
Nice. See, John always has these big words. So first of all, there is no pitcher. You're up at bat, and a guy stands next to you and throws the ball up. Then he backs away, and it has to go up a certain height. It has to be within a few inches away from the batter. It's very strange. So he throws the ball up. He backs off. Then you hit the ball, and then you run this way to first base. Here in America, if you're playing baseball, you run to my right. But here you run to first base. First base is 90 feet away, but then you have to turn towards where second base would be, which is pretty much straight across from the batter. So you hit second, but then third is out in right field. And then you somehow you work your way back somehow.
Then you have to do social. You have to do some like social work. Then you have to go to like a Houses for Humanity and
They kind of
help
had to do
people.
a lot. Like the scene we saw, there was like apparently in Finland they don't like to like make fences. So like the poor guy had to like run and fall into a stream to get the ball.
The guy would hit what would have been considered a home run here, but yeah, like Sally said, there's no fences. So they actually show the guy running. The ball lands into a river. The guy jumps into the river, throws the ball. The guy who he's throwing the ball to, it hits his glove, falls back into the river. It was like a cartoon. Falls right back into the river. So this guy is like trying to run through the water to get to the ball. He picks it up, throws it. And the bases, like I said, they're like kind of like, like shaped almost like the letter Z almost. And the field is very narrow. So there's like two guys. There's like, I think, 4 rows of 2. But if you only get to third base, that's a run. But for some reason, or a point, if for some of you who don't know what I'm talking about. But then for some reason, you still have to run to home plate.
And then you get another point.
Oh, that was it, right?
Yeah,
so
you
make it
get
to third,
in a third,
you
you get the point. And then if you
make
but
it
if
home.
you make it home, then you get the second point.
It was
Kinda
very
like,
strange.
Kind of like extra points in bowling or something if you get like a spare. Like I couldn't figure it out.
It's like a combination of T-ball,
yes,
counterclockwise baseball,
yes,
a Tough Mudder run, and everybody gets a point for everything. It's like everybody gets a prize.
Yeah, that's great.
That is very Finnish.
The Mudder run.
That is insanely Finnish. And there's no fences because it's
how
an
many
egalitarian
bases are
society.
there?
And after all that, Pete Jenkins says he was only joking. He watches baseball. Son of a bitch.
Well, he gave us a 10-minute bit. Thanks, Pete.
Yeah, thanks, Pete.
And then Mark White says, well, you can't joke with Tony. He doesn't understand jokes. And Pete Jenkins agreed with him. What the? You sons of bitches, you.
Pete Jenkins is a monster. I hate him. I don't hate you, Pete.
All right. And then the last thing I got, then I'm done with the baseball talk because you people ruined it. Although happy Bobby Bonilla Day. If you're a Met fan, you know what that means. I did have a question for Bonnie Scalisi, who's watching. Bonnie, what did you post? You posted something about how you and some friend once tried to sneak into John Lennon's backyard. What does that even mean? because Bonnie's from New York. John Lennon lived in a big apartment in New York City. So
Is that a euphemism, possibly?
I don't know. That's apparently I can't be joked with, Mark White. So I don't know what she meant by that. So I have to. But now she's leaving. She has to go with her. Oh, she spelled Alzheimer's correctly. She has to go with her Alzheimer's group, but she has some really fun stories about 2 different dates I went on. I'll tell you tomorrow. Have a great day. All right, Bonnie.
With
Bonnie,
people in the Alzheimer's
Bonnie.
group?
Yes, she dated them, yes.
That would be cool. They keep on paying the bill.
Exactly. It's like that movie, 50 First Dates.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that would be nice. If it wasn't so cripplingly sad.
Bonnie, come on in tomorrow and tell us about it, Bonnie. Come on in. Please. All right, so my first question for you.
What do you got?
And don't demonstrate this.
Okay. Well,
Explain your 10-day of silence and how was it?
I was just gonna. I've had a really weird June. My entire month from June 2nd to yesterday was yesterday was all right, I guess. But June has been weird. It has
Weird good though, right?
weird, life changing and life affirming and sad. Like it's been Bay of Fundy tide kind of low high, but even the low was educational and beautiful and fantastic. But it was Bay of Fundy, man. It was 40-foot tides and Canadians are coming in and what.
Canadians are coming in.
Well, it's Bay of Fundy's in Canada, and I was going to say that they're making like hydroelectric dams and it was. I'll be right back.
It's always a great time with John.
I'm a good time. I'm pleasant.
But how pleasant can you be during 10 days of silence?
So this was amazing. So I everyone's got to do this. It was the most beautiful, insane, crazy. You can't do this. Everyone, the big joke. How can he stay silent for 10 days? Yeah. I get it. I can't stay silent for 10 days. Well. So somebody turned me on to this. It was in northern Massachusetts. It's Vipassana. It was a course actually, a Vipassana meditation course, and there are these centers all over the world. They're all over the United States. This particular one in Massachusetts, someone recommended I go there because evidently, I think in the 80s, a very rich person had gone. His life was changed, and he gave huge amounts of money. So I was able to stay in a room, a beautiful hotelish kind of room with my own shower, and it was great. There's one in Delaware that's evidently just a bunch of shacks where 10 people sleep and they share a bathroom.
Oh, great!
And it's you get 2 vegetarian meals and then a tea with fruit at the end. So intestinally, it's a silent meditation, except it's silent out of the mouth.
Yeah.
You can't make words, but
Right.
it was.
So just 2 meals a day?
It's 2 meals a day. I mean,
Okay.
there's tons of it, and much of it was delicious.
Okay.
But it's you wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. You begin meditating at 4:30. There are 3 mandatory 1-hour meditations where you have to be in the hall with everyone. It's about 150 people, 75 men, 75 women.
How often have you meditated before?
Never.
Yeah, that's gonna be rough
In
because you have to lead up to it. It's almost like exercising. Because my son loves to meditate, and he could just he can not meditate. He just does it forever. And like for me, I'm like, all right, I've been doing this because he wants me to do it with him, and so it'll be like. He's like, let's just do like 20 minutes. I'm like, surely we're there. And I'll look, it'll be like 4 minutes. And I'm like, oh, dear Lord, I'm not going to make it. Yeah. Well, so to do that must have been crazy.
Well, it's like last year I took my 3-month motorcycle tour up to Alaska and around the country. And I'd never been more than 20 miles away from my house on a motorcycle. So, hey, let's go deep and far and wide that way. And then this time I'd never meditated before. So how else would you do it except take a 10-day silent meditation course? Because I'm stupid.
Not anymore.
Stupid. No, now I'm enlightened.
How many times did you screw up?
You can't. That's the beautiful thing.
Like no one will talk to you? Like did you
like
try?
that, the silent thing. So what it is, it's called noble silence. And possibly because of the gas. Chemistry joke. Periodic table joke. We all got it. Anyway, so it's noble silence. So not only do you not speak, it's not for you. I mean, it is, but it's for everybody else. So you don't speak, you don't make eye contact, you don't hold doors open for each other.
What?
You're there alone. You're there basically alone, and the sexes are kept apart.
Oh, forget it.
Yeah, I know.
How do you know what to do?
So every night,
Is there like a syllabus in your room when you get there that it explains to you what you need to do? You have a clock. You have a watch.
I had my
Because
watch.
they take your phone.
They take your phone. They take your wallet. They shaved my pubic hair, and they duct taped my genitals back, so there was nothing to distract you.
Then you could be in the girl line.
Well, you should see what they did to them. It was terrible. It was terrible. You don't want to know. So
I want to know.
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Yeah, it was weird.
Because it's not weird already.
That's right. Two words. Mung beans. Mung beans.
I don't even know what that is.
Don't they smell like death?
And they taste even worse because I ate a lot of them. Because it's a vegetarian meals.
And
that
are you
they're given.
vegetarian?
I have a chicken leg in my pocket right now.
You're going to walk around like King Henry VIII for a month just
That's
to make
right.
up for it?
I'm going to find a 6-fingered wife to kill, for she will not born me children. La 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 la. That's what we do when we're King Henry VIII. Anyway, Anne Boleyn had 6 fingers. That's why they were able to kill her. She must be a witch. She's got 6 fingers. She's eating a hot dog. It wasn't a finger, you jackass. Kill her anyway. I'm Henry VIII. That's what I do. Now where's a pot roast? Anyway, back to the meditation. So it's what's called noble silence. So you're not interacting with anyone. And so you have these 3 mandatory, you got to sit in the hall, but then there's 3 2.5-hour sessions where you can either go to your room, you can sit in the hall, you can go there's a pagoda, and you get this tiny little cubicle in the pagoda. And I sat in there for like 10 minutes, and I felt like I was in a womb. And I just started doing a bit where I was in the womb, and I'm like pushing against the walls, and so that didn't work. But there was this beautiful stream and a beautiful bench by the stream. So I went to the stream a lot. The white noise of the stream helped me.
Yeah.
And so this is a course. It's not like a retreat. So they taught you
Right.
how to do this particular form of meditation, which is the oldest form of meditation around. It's 2,500 years old. The Buddha did it, or Buddha did it. There's anyone enlightened is a Buddha. I'm probably there in 2 weeks because it was just easy for me. It's what I do. And so... and then you have the 2 meals, and then there's a lesson from like 7 to 8:30. There is a lesson. There's a teacher. It's on video. It was recorded like in the early 90s. The dude who teaches it, he's an Indian guy, hysterical. Just the guy.
So he speaks. Like you just have to be quiet.
Yeah, 100%. And you can talk. Like at one point, I needed to get deodorant in my motorcycle. I took my motorcycle up. And so I needed to get deodorant. I left it in the bike, and the assistant teachers who are on the floor, on your the floor of your dorm, basically, they don't want you to go near your car or your possessions. So they went down because everything's cordoned off where you can walk. You can't go near where the women were.
Right.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So all right, but you were able to go to one of his assistants and whisper, "I left my deodorant in the car."
Yeah.
And then what?
I don't want to stink like many of these other people. That was the other thing. Like, you're not allowed to wear, like, heavily perfumed deodorants. They ask you to wear no scents whatsoever.
Yeah.
But there were a couple people who took this to the, Indian extreme, and they didn't bathe for 10 days. And so I'm going to wear a little bit of Axe, and that's more offensive than Dougie the rotting chicken guy who's sitting behind me? No.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
Because that disturbs your meditation, too, when people reek.
Oh, my
you know?
God. And there
You
was
can't even concentrate.
Disturbs
Like,
my
I'd just be
brain.
sitting there being like, he smells, he smells, he smells, he smells, he smells.
Yeah. Which is a mantra
Yeah.
of sorts.
Yeah.
You can concentrate on that.
You smell.
What do I smell?
Fee, fi,
It
fo,
smells
fum.
like chicken feet, which I can't eat.
I need me.
How bad did your mind just wander? Because that's my problem. Like Sam's starting me off with kind of directive meditation where they're like, and now relax this and let this go and think about this. And that's good for me. He just either does it without nice music or with nice music. But when I try to use what he uses, I'm just like, and I have to go to the bank today, and I can't believe I forgot to put laundry in. And I can't stay in the moment at all. So did you have like many times when you sat against the wall for 2.5 hours, like thinking about what you wanted to do in July, or
There was a guy in front of me who you were
it's
able
so
to.
difficult?
There was a guy in front of me who on the second day, and in the lessons, the guy who was teaching the lessons, I can't remember his name.
Because he didn't tell you.
That's
Yeah, he just signed it to you.
That's right. He just stared at me and kept on bowing, which was kind. It was nice. I felt good about that. But he said the 2nd and the 6th day are the 2 days people leave. And sure enough, in the morning of the 3rd, there was like about a dozen spots where there were mats. And everyone had the same story. Because on the middle of the 10th day, you can start speaking again. The place exploded.
Yeah,
but everyone it was cool that everyone had like the same journey. Everyone said like the night of the 2nd day, you're just like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
So to answer your question, yes, my mind wandered. There was a guy in front of me who, 2nd day, he passed out, and he fell into my lap. And I'm sitting there like, this guy's going into an enlightened Sufi trance, and I'm still thinking of tits. This is bad. This is really bad. Like, I'm never going to get this. And so for the first 3 days, so in this particular, what you do in Vipassana.
I would cry. I'd be so not being able to do this.
Sally, and I was, and this is why this course was great, because like I said, it's 4:30 to 9 at night, 4:30 in the morning till 9 at night. And what you do the first day, you concentrate. You don't concentrate. You observe the breath going in and out of this triangle in your face all day long. The next day, you observe the breath coming out of this smaller triangle on your face all day long. And then the 3rd day, you concentrate on just the air passing in and out of your nostrils all day long. So on the 4th day, when he says, all right, I now want you to observe a 1-inch square on the top of your head, you go, yes! Yes! No more nose!
Yeah.
Head! Yes! So where this goes is
You had like Stockholm syndrome where you're like just thankful for something else.
Oh my God! God, I hope a bug bites me. Oh, I hope someone just comes over and punches me in my taped back genitals that I can't see for 3 days. Please, punch my tape. Punch my tape.
My taint tape.
Oh, so sweet.
But what is...
So this is the point. So this is the point. So so then you're thinking about the head, and then you're thinking about, you just observe the outside of your body. You go up and down your body, observationally wise, and you just feel the sensations of the outside of your body. And then any kind of itch, scratch, pain, dead zone, dead spot, dead zone, stay off the ice. The ice will break. So stay out of nirvana. Nirvana will break. So you observe that until the pain goes away, the itching goes away, and you observe it with the idea that it's impermanent. Everything is impermanent. And all misery comes from, we either crave things or we have aversions to things. And craving turns into clinging, and aversion turns into hate. So you observe these things on your body, and it's an allegory. It's a physical allegory that translates psychologically, because you're just going the outside of your body. And after a while, you go at the outside of your body, then through your body, down your spine, and you just feel the energy. You just feel your body. And then when that starts happening, 4 days in, 4 days, you then start picking up and remembering things.
Like what? What do you mean?
People, emotions, things that happened in your life.
Things that you forgot about, things that you haven't thought about in years.
Well, both things that are, which happened to me, things that are pushing on your mind right then and there. And then there's things that just pop up, both good and bad. And the whole idea is to look at them and just observe them like a scientist would observe them. And I love the scientific method. So you observe them as a scientist would observe them, and just observe them and keep any feelings of craving, keep any feelings of aversion away from that. And you suddenly, I had some crazy stuff happen to me in June, and those images kept on coming up, and I just observed them. And with the idea, I'm not craving this, or I'm not averting this, no craving, no aversion, and they kept on coming up, and as they kept on coming up, those emotions started going away. And you're doing this for, from 4:30 to 9, and just things keep coming up. Did it happen constantly? No. And there was a lot of chanting. And the chanting, especially in the morning, the 4:30 to 6:30 meditation, it went from 6 to 6:30. And this man who taught the lessons, beautiful, amazing guy, very funny. So it was very interesting to listen to him. But his chanting at one point, it starts sounding like he's running out of batteries. And I thought it was just the ancient Indian language that he was using. But then towards the end of the meditations, he starts speaking in English. And he's doing the same thing. So it's like, I want to love. And then now he's just making shit up. Now it's stop it. You're just trying to make me laugh. But that's what he was doing. I don't know what that comes from. And
So,
but he's like a human digger-a-doo. It was very strange.
so these things. So you're remembering these things, and your feelings were going.
Strong, huge, enormous.
Right.
Well, happy and sad. And
But then you said that. Well, how'd you put it? They were going away. Is that what you said?
because you observe them, you realize that they're impermanent, and that's the whole. Everything is impermanent.
So if it was a bad thing, would you say, like it's just almost like closure? Almost is that? Am I understanding
it's
this
not
right?
even closure. It just is. It just is.
Like it makes you deal with it a little bit better.
Right,
like
that's
you
the
can kind of
point, you
remove yourself a little bit from it and just observe it for what it was. Not that it's hurting you right now, like that kind of thing.
Right, and it never hurt you. We so many times that we whether we love or hate a person, it's not often the person. The person reminds me of something, or the person said something that reminds me of something years ago. So I hate that person. You don't hate that person. You hate it because it sounded like your dad. And your dad was a narcissistic douchebag who only thought of himself and never cared about you at all, except what you could do for him and make him, if that's your case. Not me.
You have to go back.
Apparently he's remembering things right now.
Sign me up for another 10 days, Mr. Buddha.
Did you go with someone else, or did someone just recommended you to go?
Someone recommended. Someone told me about it. And it was something that I'd never done before, and that's what I'm trying to do with my life. And so I'm like, oh, that sounds impossible. I've got to do that.
From someone who used to work at Marriott, and you manage, guests coming in and out, and all the complaints. It sounds like this just beautiful thing, having all these people show up at your hotel. No one can say anything to you.
God, that's great.
It's like this is the greatest hotel job ever.
I want to make sure I get this right, though. So you realize that everything is impermanent and everything is just is what it is, but it doesn't. I guess in the long run doesn't really. I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but it's not permanent, and things will be okay.
It's not even that, and that's the thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand what was the end point. Like, what did you walk away from this
that
with?
It's impermanent, that it's not going to sit on you. And once again, this is my first time doing it, so I'm certainly not going to say that I have any kind of deep understanding. But what helped me was just knowing, and it's not even like helping. Like I've been doing it. I've been trying to do it every day. They recommend 2 1-hour sessions a day of doing this, and I try. And I'm usually good for like a half an hour, 40 minutes. Then, oh, geez.
You're like,
I wonder if I put corn chips in a taco, would that taste you? Stop doing that.
Well, and apparently you need to go again after seeing Sponge. Was that what it was called? Sponge?
Oh, dear God, the band Sponge.
Oh, is that? Oh, that's the name of a band, Sponge.
Yes.
Oh, right. I saw
Yeah,
the
they
previous
had-
post. They talked too much in between. Right.
They didn't have a set list.
Are these guys famous? I've never heard of them.
Yeah, they had a couple. They had a couple songs in the '90s. 16 Candles, Plowed. Yeah, they were definitely. They were in that not so much Pearl Jam, but the Pearl Jam-y kind of grungy kind of. But it was awful. It was the worst show I'd ever seen.
Wow.
They played their song Molly twice. They had no set
Come
list.
on.
And they were just going, "Hey, what do you guys want to hear?" And there was some dude, and this is no disparagement to you, sir, none whatsoever. But there was some dude,
screwing
Orlando.
up my next 3 minutes.
Some guy named Orlando from the Shark 94.3. The Shark, nice guy. You seem like a fantastic fellow. And this is not disparagement, Orlando, but if I heard the lead singer of Sponge talk about how fantastic Orlando was, I'm sure Orlando is a fine man, but I'm sure Orlando's mother doesn't speak as highly of Orlando as the lead singer of Sponge. Between every song, which was 5 minutes,
Wow.
he just kept on going off about Orlando.
That's weird.
Maybe Orlando was his mentor and helped him through some difficult personal things. But I haven't talked about the Vipassana Meditation Center as much as the lead singer of Sponge talked about Orlando. I don't know. Maybe we can invite Orlando in and he can give us back rubs.
We actually do have. His name is Big Mike from the Shark. He's going to be coming in soon.
Big Mike, show
Big
us.
Mike.
Come in.
Maybe he can shed some light for
Maybe
us.
someone can chime in and tell us the magic.
The magic of Orlando.
Of Orlando.
Orlando Magic. Oh, that sounds like a good character name. My name is Orlando Magic.
That would be an awesome porn star.
Mm-hmm.
And he just comes in and he's got like a top hat in front of himself, and then like kabam, and then like every time he hits his wand on the hat, like something else comes out. Like there's like some crazy housewife, please Orlando, and like he hits and like a bouquet of flowers comes out. Oh, Orlando.
I love your magic.
And then like his other wand can come out, and then he completes the deed, and then 9 months later, or maybe a couple months later, he shows up and she thinks she's pregnant, and he can whack the wand on the hat, and a rabbit comes out, and they can do a rabbit test and see if she's pregnant. And then like somebody from Child Services can come and slap him with child. One of those checks that you got to pay. My brain would even process that. Won't even process.
Is this the kind of porn you like to watch?
No, I'm not a big porn guy.
Not a big porn guy.
I'm not a big porn guy because they're always big porn guys. I don't need that kind of. Oh no, let's watch some porn. This will be fun. I'm feeling a little
pressure.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little saucy. Let me see some real life porn. What the hell? I hate everyone in my gene pool who gave me what I've got. The one Irish itinerant farmer who shrunk the chances of any woman being pleased by me. Literally.
Right, I was about to say.
Physically. Physiologically. I hate you, Fergus O'Connell. I'm glad you died at 12 in a peat bog. I hate you. I'm looking at you, or at least your boggish 3,000-year-old remains.
Did he die in a rattling bog?
What you know about the rattling bog, girl?
I know there's a tree in a hole and a hole in a bog in the rattling bog.
Nice.
I want to know how the bird got in the egg.
About how the branch got on the bough.
Truth, girl. Truth is what I'm telling you.
A Guinness will answer our questions.
I think the good Lord on that day had a couple of Guinness himself.
He had a little bit more than a few.
Oh, Christ. Well, he invented the stuff. I guess he's got a prerogative to drink it.
Aye,
But
he does.
it was certainly made by the good Lord himself.
And then the Irish folk perfected it.
The wee people came in. God bless them. God bless them. Bless them all. Bless them all.
What porn are they quoting?
It's a song, right?
Oh, it's a song?
Yeah.
Right. If you got 3 hours,
like
we can
45
do it.
minutes.
Yeah, right?
They can do it for you.
8 straight minutes to
Oh my
spare.
Yeah.
Sweet baby. I was in Dublin a couple of years ago, and I was in a awesome basement, in a basement in a bar, and there were these 3 dudes just playing, and there was 2 guys at a time playing because there was always one guy just drinking throughout the song, and the place just exploded. It was amazing. It was one of the best. It was the opposite of Sponge. I hate you, Sponge. And it was just so good. And they did that song, and they started it with, "Oh yeah, if we screw it up, we owe, the person has to drink a pint," and of course they kept on, screwing it up. But then they were going.
I know what you're talking about. I've seen that on YouTube.
There was a girl at a wedding.
goes
There's a
on
girl singing
forever.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Irish
Oh, the rat, and it goes, there's a bog in a tree, and a tree in a hole, and a hole.
Yes.
Blah, blah, blah,
Someone
blah, blah.
starts it and you're like, dear God, no.
That's the
Who brought
Irish
that song
folk
up?
for you.
Well, speaking of porn. Speaking of porn.
Speaking of porn.
Speaking of Irish porn,
Don't forget, right
Sure,
here on
come.
Govs Radio, coming soon, we have a new show coming your way. 2 girls, 1 mic. 2 lovely ladies who review porn movies. They actually have been going for a while. They have about 40-something podcasts on their website, but we're going to start playing them right here on Govs Radio. That's going to happen probably another week or 2. We're going to get back to you on that. But yeah, that's definitely coming your way. They're a lot of fun. They do it classy. They're not, they don't just sit there and talk, "Oh, when he shot it on her face," they don't do anything like that. They're classy and it's well done and it's funny. So that's coming soon. 2 girls, 1 mic. And speaking of new shows here on Govs Radio, Valentina Janik who was a guest here on our show a few weeks ago. She's an author. She's a motivational speaker. She runs some networking groups. She's a jack of all trades. She's starting her own show here. July 18th. She's doing what, every Monday and Wednesday? Is that what she's doing?
Wednesday and Thursday. Or sorry, Monday and Thursday.
Mondays and
mornings,
Thursdays.
9:30 to 10:30.
Very nice. So that is coming at you starting July 18th. That'll be fun. She's going to have special guests and cover all sorts of topics. Do you want to do the sponsors?
Sure. Bella Vista Pizza. Bella Vista Pizza is an amazing pizza place. They are family owned. They've been around forever. They're located in Plainview. Their phone number is 516-433-4464. They are at 154 Minetto Hill Road. Please tell them that we sent you, and they'll give you a free garlic knot. And if you are in the market for a home or you want to list your home, please call Gina Conjemi Coffin. She works for Signature Premier Properties. Her phone number is 631-495-7696. Gina will work so hard for you, it will make your
Head spin.
My head's spinning.
And don't forget, excuse me, I don't know what's wrong with me today. Don't forget Lemon Auto Sales, 506 West Old Country Road in Hicksville, 516-719-0444. Greg over there, he takes these lemons and turns them into gold, ladies and gentlemen, these beautiful running cars, and he takes good care of you over there. Tell Greg that Knock 'em Dead Comedy sent you. You'll get a free oil change on your first return visit, as well as a free air freshener. And, of course, there's Knock 'em Dead Comedy. Want to check out some fun game shows or a great murder mystery show. Not one of those boring murder mysteries where someone just walks into a room and says, there's been a murder in the parking lot. Now you roll a bunch of characters. You're going to solve this crime. No way. That's not what we do.
No.
You want fun. You want music. You want audience interaction. Well, then check out Knock 'em Dead Comedy, personalized as well. Knock 'em Dead Comedy, we have some murder mysteries coming up in July. We have a whole bunch of game shows going on in July. Go to knockemdeadcomedy.com to see information on who we are, what we do. There's photos, videos, testimonials, and, of course, our schedule and booking information, knockemdeadcomedy.com. So that's that. You didn't you want to tell your fruit story from Kalahari this weekend?
Yeah. So that was really fun. So when we finally ended up going to, we took the kids to Kalahari.
What is that?
It's a indoor water park.
The largest indoor water park in the whole country.
It's gigantic. It's
Where is
unreal.
It's in the Poconos.
Okay.
So we went and we only stayed over. We went to the water park 2 days, stayed over one night, and but the second day, half the kids didn't feel like going to the water park because it really is just overwhelming. It's loud and screaming, and everyone in the world is there, and so me and Tony and two of the kids went to go ziplining instead, which was fine. It was fun. We've done it before, but we're standing in line. They make you sign all these waivers. You got to get your equipment. I mean, the 30-second ride down the hill is, takes probably, what do you think, like an hour to do that?
It probably takes almost an hour to get there. Yeah.
So we're standing in line and on the second line for a really long time. And there's a couple of bathrooms that, families can use, whether it's, it's not just like men or women. And all of a sudden this like little old Chinese couple, I guess, come in, and the woman's holding like a big box of fruit, and she's got her fruit, and their husband is walking along with her and kind of opens up the door to go into one of the bathrooms. So it was just really funny, and they don't act like it's anything weird, and everyone's just the whole room is just kind of staring at them.
They weren't online for this thing. They just came walking out of nowhere. They walked in. Yeah.
And the ziplining thing is on the Kalahari property, and the only way you get to it is this little dinky train that like drives you up. So it's not like people from like locally are going ziplining. It's just all the guests of the hotel.
It's not the usual like fruit sells people who go into bathrooms to sell their home picked
we don't
apples.
know.
That would be
But it was
awful.
so funny, and he opened up the door, and they were both about to like go in and close the door, and Tony's like,
door of a stall or
of the bathroom.
like you have two, like a bathroom where you open it up and there's like a sink and a toilet, and then you kind of like Starbucks has, like that type of look.
or bars.
Yeah.
That's what I'm usually.
Yeah. But Tony's like, what are you eating lunch in there? And they just kind of like giggled and walked. And they were in there for like a really long time.
At least 20 minutes.
Easy.
Maybe it was some sort of erotic thing.
I don't know.
Maybe it was a bucket list erotic. Cover me in mangoes while we make love in a Poconos toilet. That's number 78 on mine.
And then they walked out, and they didn't. I mean, everyone was just kind of like looking around and giggling, and they just kind of like walked out like a different door, and
with the
they
same
were
amount
gone.
of fruit, though. By the way.
Oh, they weren't sopping in mango juice, and the box is empty. That would have been nice.
Empty.
They were an older couple, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, pushing what, mid-60s at least.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
If
Easy.
that was
65, 70, yeah.
If that was some sort of sexual bucket list thing, I applaud them. Whoever you are, you weird, fruit-soaked, sexually deviants, I applaud you. Keeping the marriage alive. That's what it's all about.
I hope for their sake that's what it was. Yeah, it was strange. How they just
and
came, and they
I
just
hope
seemed to
for
come
my
out of
sake.
nowhere. That's what I just.
That's going to work better than porn for me.
Yeah, but that, like, the whole ziplining thing was like, I mean, because we walked outside the hotel, Tony was told that a train will pick you up and take you to the ziplining place. We're like, okay. And they said they'll be here, like, it runs every 30 minutes. Clearly longer than 30 minutes. But we waited anyway. And then this man pulls up with this, like, 3-compartment little train, kind of like, that storybook of, Toot Toot, that like little like kid story of like, the animals kind of hanging out the sides of it, like that look, like that's how rinky dink it was. Like only 4 people, maybe 5, could fit in each of the 3 compartments.
It's basically
and
a
there was
golf
a line.
cart. A golf cart with some wagons duct taped
Smaller,
to it.
much smaller.
Smaller,
Very
yeah.
much smaller, like a little kid train. So we get on that, and you could literally, I'm not exaggerating, walk faster than the train. Like when people speed walk, completely faster than the train. So it takes him forever to get us there. Then you figure the 20 minutes that the little Chinese couple was in the bathroom, coupled with the hour-long wait also that we stood in line and signed waivers and got equipment on. Then we like walked up to the zip line place, and we had to wait online for that. We had to climb these huge stairs to get all the way to the top. We were in this for like, what, 2 hours?
It felt like it.
2 hours. So we zipped down. Now Zach one of our kids found
a mango left by a
no,
weird Chinese couple in the bathroom.
He found one of those
Don't touch it, Zach. Do not touch the mango.
Don't touch the mango. Zach found one of the passes, like it was just on the ground, to go again, because you have to buy. If you wanted to go again, you would have to spend another $5. Plus, like, who wanted to wait through all that again?
Did you think it was by somebody who had already taken the crappy train ride and figured
Yeah,
if
they
the
had
zip
had
line
enough.
is anything like this shit pants train ride, I'm not
out.
going, and threw it out?
Yeah, probably.
Good
So
idea.
he found it. So he's like, I'm going to go again. Now I'm immediately like, no, I cannot even think of sitting through another like hour of this. There's no way. So he's like, well, I'm like, well, if you want to go. But then like, kind of, we're going to take the train because we have people like the other kids were waiting at the pool for us to go home. So I'm like, all right, make it fast, and then maybe you'll get like the train ride home. If not, it's surely faster for you to just run up to the hotel. So he was like, all right. So he goes, and then so Tony's waiting for him to see we see the train coming from the hill, and it takes like a good 5 minutes once we see the train to come down this little short distance. It's crazy. So then you want to tell like with Zach?
Well, yeah, we saw Zach coming down the zip line from the train, so we yelled to him, "Hey, you can make this. Come running up." So
are you going to do the video?
I guess I'll show it. Yeah, but it was just silly, but it was
it was so funny.
We made it kind of like something out of an action movie. He's running to catch the train.
Yeah, because I even said like Zach's like the kind of kid who like, and I even said to Tony, I was like, if anyone could get off a zip line, hand in their equipment, run across a field, and leap through the window of a train, Zach's the guy. So even though we didn't see him and he was still like online waiting, I was like, I'm not giving up hope in this kid.
So you can just hear the Indiana Jones music, can't you? As he's running to catch a train. Faster than a speeding train, that's right.
Jump in!
And then we couldn't figure out how to get it open, but my finger's so little that I that I got my finger out from the outside of the door and got it open for him.
I have no idea.
I have all sorts of video editing ideas, slow
Now-
motion and music.
Now the conductor, this old man, doesn't even know this is happening on his 3-little train.
He's running over children. He doesn't care.
He doesn't even know that this is going on. He's just
Really, he's-
kind of...
He's
Just
maybe
walking next to the train.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, that's how slow it was. He walks next to it.
And the train is not on tracks. The train is
It's just
On
on
the
the sidewalk.
sidewalk.
on the sidewalk.
On the
So
sidewalk.
it's really less a train and more of
Should I
just
leave?
a
Should I leave that up
Yeah,
there like
just
that?
leave that
shovel
up.
cart. That's a great.
The train conductor actually came up to us out of nowhere and says, "How about a picture?" So I was like, "Okay." So I took his picture. he's like, "No, of you guys." I'm
Let
like,
me take your soul. Come to me.
You think I'm just a conductor?
How do you think I got this cushy job?
So that's him. That's the clueless train
Very
conductor.
nice,
Yeah.
very nice. But you did get to zip line over the grand and glorious views of the Poconos.
Exactly.
Yep. Dirt and a couple of
Breathtaking.
trees. Yeah.
Breathtaking.
Grand
Yeah.
and glorious views.
It was
yeah.
fun.
That's where the. Oh, no, there's a Berkshire. That's where Dirty Dancing went on.
Yeah.
It was just like that.
We didn't find anybody in a corner.
That's nice.
Because nobody puts baby in a corner.
There you go. Thank you very much.
Not at all. Unless it's in front of the firehouse and they don't want it anymore. Thanks, Dad.
So that was our big excursion over there. That was our excitement right
That's
there.
nice. That's beautiful. I wanted to say the picture of Zach at the very end on the freeze, and he's like, "Arr." It looks like he just saw the Chinese couple come out of the bathroom. He's like, "Arr."
That was,
That's not mango juice.
but that was our highlights of this trip. So
Yeah.
I'm looking at the camera.
Yeah.
That's
Doing
fine.
that.
yes.
Fourth wall. That's the fourth wall. I'm breaking it, and I'm not paying for it.
Well, we're not on a sitcom. We're allowed to break the fourth wall.
Good. I've broken it.
Oh, that's a big no-no in your improv class. I bet,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Or is
You
it?
can't.
Or
Oh,
is it?
speaking about the improv, I gotta. Do we have? No one's even like chiming in. Am I box office poison on this show?
No, we're
Is everyone-
getting. I mean,
okay.
Sometimes people
There
have their own
were.
conversations, and like Mark White at noon, he reminded us it was time to do our sponsors.
Thanks,
Allison Hill is watching. Nice to see you again, Allison. Bruno, of course, is watching. Ken Pichelle, like everybody's saying
Yeah.
hi to each
Okay,
other.
good. Hi,
and,
hi.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Oh, Kenny Shevland is here. Hello, Kenny Shevland.
Kenny. Is my dad? Is my dad watching?
I have not seen anybody else with the name Dorcic on here.
Probably not.
Oh, there's a lot of
Probably.
dad issues going on.
I know. I don't
Yeah.
know why. I'm feeling.
Is your dad with us? He's alive. He's
He's with most people. He's not with me.
oh.
No, I actually do have dad issues. Well, I told you I actually found my real family,
Oh, that's right,
family,
yes.
dad. Found my real family. Don't need you, you crappy Croatian with a heart of mud. I don't know why. You know what? Actually, I mean, the stuff did come up on the. Yeah, it's a long.
With
Yeah,
the
no.
meditation stuff.
Yeah.
Do they fit you a little bit with counselors at all for things that are just because it
No,
can
the
be really
bastards.
difficult.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, people left. I mean, you heard people crying.
Yeah.
And it was the other thing was this is one of the other things I learned.
If someone's crying, did you yell out? It's supposed to be silence.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're screwing up my karma.
There's no crying in silence.
That's
Thank you, Tom Hanks.
Well, it was silent, muffled sobbing. Really, I don't know. There's volume there, but worse than the sobbing. So it was an English Burmese split course. So all the instructions and everything were given in English and Burmese.
Naturally.
Well, actually, this technique of meditation was lost to India, and then the practitioners of it actually went to Burma because of political reasons, like 1,000 years ago,
Yeah.
and it actually had its resurgence in Burma. But there's a whole bunch of different Eastern and also European split courses. And to get an all-English course is difficult. People wait like 2 years to get into these things.
Wow.
The split courses are just easier, I guess, because of xenophobia. Xenophobia. You world-hating bastards. Anyway, I keep on doing that. But yeah, so there was mostly Burmese women and only maybe about a dozen Burmese men. But something I found out in these silent meditations in the group home, the group hall.
In the prison.
Well, that
There's a Freudian slip there.
probably not much. And so what I learned, one of the many things I learned, not about myself, but about the gastrointestinal fortitude of Burmese women, it's not very good. And so there were noises coming.
I would not be silent. I'd be laughing my ass
Yeah,
off.
did you giggle at all?
So after, it wasn't. That would have been Satchmo playing a beautiful trumpet. There were people. There were nicknames because you give nicknames to people, and so there was one particular woman that I had nicknamed the werewolf because her guttural belches sounded like a werewolf trying to digest a goat it had just eaten.
Like when Eric burps, was it like that at all?
You know what? I've never even met Eric. He called in once.
Yeah.
Kind of, it's it's a good baritone. Kind of goes on for a bit.
This was worse because she was trying to suppress it, so it was all bass like through the floor. And
I'd let it go. I'd be proud, man. That was me.
No, it's
That was
noble
me.
silence.
It was certainly not noble. It was ignoble. I don't know what the negative of noble is. But
Dishonorable.
yes, it
Ooh.
was thoroughly dishonorable silence. And then there was another woman who I called Sticky Legs because her downstairs flatulence was sloppy, and it was awful, and it was a big place, probably about 150 people, and it was large. And I was like, if that wafts over here, I'm going to run over and punch her.
But when that
She's
happened,
probably hoping for it. She doesn't
Yes.
think about breathing.
but when that happened, again, you couldn't make eye contact, but you must have wanted to look over at somebody and just give them like a...
I was in the back row. So in the middle of the 9th day, you can actually start speaking again. And when you could, the place exploded.
Yeah.
And I was telling
Oh,
people
wait,
about...
it's just 10 days.
10 days, yeah.
So not the
I'm
ninth
sorry,
day.
Nine and a half.
I'm sorry, in the middle of the 10th day. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Middle of the 10th day, you can start speaking again.
Oh, like you only get half a day?
Yeah. It's at 9 o'clock, but you were up since 4, so it's really kind of,
Yeah.
And I was telling people about this. So then there's another 2 meditation times after that. And it was funny, like after you started speaking, just your head wasn't in it. Then you're thinking about the social constructs, and you're thinking about, I got to talk to this guy about this. I mean, I met some amazing, amazing people. But I was telling people about Sticky Legs and the werewolf. And of course, it kept on going on. And we're all trying to make each other laugh at this point, and I'm looking around trying to get somebody's eye contact. And afterwards, this one guy, John, was just like, dude, I almost lost it. I was about to kill you.
Derek Mutersport says he would comment more, but he has spent the last hour contemplating his navel while breathing through his eyelids with his genital stapled to his thigh. He thought he was doing it all wrong.
No, you are doing it right. Everyone has their own path, Derek. Derek, right?
Derek, yes.
Derek, everyone has their own path. You've done well, my friend.
Gina Ken Jimmy Coffin said Eric should at least call in and give us a burp. Yeah, I didn't realize that. You guys haven't even met. You've been here a few times now, and you haven't met him. But we did. Eric and I did see you live once during a Seesaw production.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if that counts.
Sure. Well, it counts halfway. He saw me. I was in the zone.
Also, it's funny. 7 years ago, because it's on.
Oh, yeah.
It's on Tony's, memories from 7 years ago on Facebook.
Memories. Yeah.
And it was, and I saw your face. I'm like, oh, what a coincidence that you're already coming in today. It was an article was written about you. You on the front of the Long Island magazine.
Newsday Part 2.
And just talking about like people that have left their day job to write scripts or comedy, and how is that going? And it was just so interesting that
cool.
I
7
opened up
years ago
Facebook
today.
and boom, your face was right there. I'm like, that's so weird.
That's the
Happy anniversary
universe. Thank you.
to your Newsday debut.
That's right.
So, all right, but you
It's
said
actually not my Newsday debut. The first time I was on Part 2 was I was in a film called Return of the King ? It was a fake documentary on is Elvis alive documentaries, and it's myself and my friend Bob DiRienzo who we invented this whole thing. We are dressed in the movie. We are dressed as 2 Elvises in the Pacific Northwest, belly bucking for territorial prominence, and so we are dressed as Elvis, belly bucking. So that was the first time I was on.
so you're
on the cover.
Elvis and Dean Martin.
What do you mean?
Oh, I thought for sure you'd get that. That's all. They called you Dean Martin all the time in Seesaw.
Oh, because the one Christmas show we did, I decided to channel. It was my choice. I decided to channel Dean Martin for the entire time.
I have to explain my jokes.
Because my serious drinking problem. So it was just my excuse. Hey, you know what? I woke up wearing pants as a hat and said, you know what? I think I'll do a Dean Martin thing today so I can drink this hangover away.
So when you were able to speak, what was the first thing you said? Was it, who the hell farted?
So hey, sticky legs. Scrub the jammies. You're killing me. It was funny. Like, it got so bad. So when you're in your room, of course you can speak, and I was, and I don't, I don't usually joke scatologically, but I was so desperate to talk that I actually had a 5-minute conversation with. This is on the 6th day. I had a 5-minute conversation with the first solid bowel movement I had taken because of the vegetarian food.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I was just like, oh, look at you.
Look at the pretty poo-poo.
I'm so proud of you.
All in
Look
one
at you.
piece.
So what do you do if you have like 2.5 hours of meditation? You just like kind of get up from the wall and go back to your room and poo and then come back? Because it's like it's nonstop when you're eating like that.
The first couple days, it was just kabam, kabam, kabam.
Kabam, kabam.
You can't even trust that it's actually going to be a fart. You're like, this isn't going to go well.
No.
Like, this isn't. No.
No.
So yeah,
It's not gonna go well.
so were you like Tom Hanks with Wilson? Like you found it like something to talk to when you're in your room privately?
Yeah, did you talk in your room? I would just talk in my room.
Oh, yeah. I would have. And like, there's a whole bunch of things. I'm one of those people. Did you ever do the 36 questions to find if you're going to fall in love with someone? Like you go on a date, or you dated someone a couple times, and then you do these 36 questions. I think the Times came up with this. Someone just recently did this with me. And it's just these 36 questions you answer back and forth.
And if you get like a certain percentage, it's like a go or.
It's just they're questions to unveil your empathy, or I guess to build empathy, to unveil yourself to another person, and they're pretty good. They're really
Like, what's an example of one?
This is why I brought it up. There are the actual sequiturs to my scatterbrain buckshot type of speaking. Oh, look at that. Topics. 18 of them. Whee! So one of them is, do you rehearse what you're going to say to somebody? So like if you go to make a phone call, when you're making a phone call.
Sure, an important conversation or something.
Exactly, or even calling for like information, or I need to get my transmission checked. Do you practice the conversation before you make the call? I always do, and the person I was talking to also did too. That's why we connected so great. We fell in love, and we just broke up on Thursday. No, it's beautiful. It was the most beautiful breakup in the entire world. We both realized it was insanely. It was 2 months, and it was insanely explosively.
And you rehearsed the breakup.
Oh yeah, like for a week over the 10-day
You were
meditation.
dating for 2 months?
2 months, yeah.
And then you went for 10 days to be quiet. She didn't go, right?
No, she actually had gone away also. We were trying to figure out what to do. It was a very explosive and very. It was insane. It was an insane, beautiful, amazing thing. And we both came back and realized, like, it's an untenable thing. We can't do it. It's not right at this time. And it was kind of like the end of Casablanca. And we basically said, you're amazing. I love you. And we need time, and we'll see what happens, maybe. And this thing that was so passionate, so insane, ended with empathy and understanding and respect and caring, and it was beautiful. And it certainly would not have happened if it wasn't for the 10-day time to be away and time to think about that. And that's not the only thing I was thinking about, but it was amazing and very, very. And I'm still getting divorced, and so there's anger and there's hurt and there's this and that. So to walk out of that into something that was explosive and healing, and then have it end, and not have it end with, I don't want to see ladies no more. I'm going to be alone forever. I hate them. No one loves me, and I don't love no one except for my booze bottle and these pancakes, which I will eat until my man boobs sink into my Barca lounger, put on the TV and never turn it off. Meow. I didn't do that.
Thank God.
Yeah, I'm very proud of myself, and very proud of her, and very proud of, the path, the journey. It was crazy. So, so practicing what you're going to talk about on the telephone, I do that.
If I'm nervous, I do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm nervous a lot.
You were going to say something about your improv class.
It was the the questions, falling in love.
Thank
when
you,
it started.
Tony. Are you writing this down? Are you taking? I need you. I'm hiring you as my assistant.
I'm not writing anything down.
Okay, good. I need you. You're gonna be.
all up there. That's
when you
how
work
good
for
she
me,
is.
girl. You're gonna work. You're gonna write things down that come to me.
Oh dear.
In longhand or shorthand. I don't know. You can do whatever you want. I need somebody to follow me because I can't. Yes. So here it is.
I don't have sticky legs. It's my chair.
Okay.
I was gonna say, what are you doing?
Okay, sorry.
Not. Were you?
No, I would admit it.
Were you the mung bean lady?
That's my mother.
Oh,
Aren't they all
woman.
mung bean ladies since they were all eating them?
They were those foul
She was the
Burmese.
mungiest of the beans.
Oh, she was.
Burmese.
She was mungy. That's for sure.
That's a band. The Foul Burmese, ladies and gentlemen.
What did you have to drink? Obviously, they didn't let you have coffee. So did you have like a headache for the first 4 days or something? And
You know
you're
what?
not a coffee drinker
I weaned myself.
because you knew you were going on the trip. All right.
Yeah, but they did have green tea. They did have coffee actually. They had instant coffee, but they had green tea, which I was drinking. And they had regular teas. They actually had some because it's it's an Indian tradition, so they had some really good British teas. So that was good.
And do you feel like you had enough to eat, or they just gave you that little portion?
No. You
The
were
non-American portion.
the real how real people should eat.
Yeah.
No, it was tons of food. You could go back as
good.
many times, but you're not. You don't want to. If you're trying to meditate after you just ate 4 pounds of mung beans.
I would just nap. Did you nap a lot? I would have napped a lot.
I'm not going to tell you I didn't nap
Yeah.
sufficiently. No, it was nice. And I haven't been sleeping. There's been a lot of crazies. June was crazy. I think I said that. What with my romance, my breakup, my first acid trip, the 10-day meditation thing. It's been a weird month.
Is the
It's been
the
weird.
first acid
My
trip?
first
You knew
acid
we were
trip.
going to hear that.
Well, that's what I mentioned. Wait, before I do this, I have to talk
Okay.
about improv.
Yes.
I got to talk about improv. So, because I have 2 classes just starting, and I got to talk about
I
this.
think the acid trip is happening now.
And I'm sorry, what's your name?
Courtney.
Courtney. Fantastic name. Courtney, you're in charge because I'm putting to work already. So you're in charge at the end of this, or at least before the hour or whatever. You have to remind me to do the improv thing again, to plug my improv classes again. Would you do that for me, please?
Okay, I'll just yell improv.
Thank you, Courtney.
Well,
Fine.
we have 25 minutes left.
Irish Courtney. Courtney, would you do this for me, girl? So, no petty fingers.
How old are you?
I'm 50,
We talked about
I'm
this last time.
53 years young.
Right,
53.
That's what I thought. That's why I was double checking. So you're 53 and you decided to do acid for the first time?
Yes.
Wait, he hasn't talked about the classes yet.
Thank you, Courtney. Courtney's good. Courtney's good. Thank you, Courtney. So, improv classes. So, my fantastic this is very exciting. Take Two Acting Studios, who I've been working with the past couple courses I've been teaching. They're opening a black box theater in Huntington. Never before done.
Oh, wow.
Amazing. Black box, small 50 seats. I think there's maybe a little bit more in this location. It's 1 block off of Main Street. It's going to be fantastic. I'm teaching 2 classes, an adult class, which is almost sold out. I'm probably going to be adding a second class. That's on Sunday nights. And I'm doing a teen class, my first teen class, which I'm super excited for.
Nice.
That's on Wednesdays, 3 to 5 p.m. Go to Take Two Acting Studios, summer classes, boom, improv. Check it out. Sign up. You're going to love it. I'm really excited for them. And this studio, we're going to be doing shows there. It's going to be really, really cool.
Nice.
Missy Roach just last week was talking about what a great teacher you are of the improv.
Thank you, Missy Roach. She's a great student and a great improv. She's great.
Yeah.
Oh, she's so good.
I like Missy a lot, yeah.
Oh, my God. She's the best. I
We
love
were, yeah,
her.
but we were just talking about you last week.
Oh, fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah, she's great. Yeah, she does, because my mind is horrible. She does, she works with you, right?
Yes.
Doing the,
she has not made her debut yet. It is August
Yeah, it's coming up though.
3rd or 9th or something like that.
Awesome.
I forget which. I think it's the 9th. I think it's August 9th will be her very first show with us.
Awesome. Fantastic.
So, yeah, very excited about it. Yeah, I've seen her perform. That's how it started. I've seen, well, other than auditioning, I mean, I saw her in a John Glenn play.
Oh, okay.
So, and I thought, oh, she's pretty good. So, So we talked a little bit. And,
She's great. And a
yeah,
wonderful
looking forward to
person.
working with her. Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, really nice.
Gina Conjemi-Coffin says, my son was really into meditation during high school. I swear it made him the easiest teenager to raise. He was very self-aware and very easygoing.
Maybe. That's Sam. I mean, it's just pleasant.
And hello,
Pleasant
Jeff
kid.
Bosey. All right, so, yeah, I got to hear about this.
Oh yeah, so and I never did drugs growing up. I smoked my first joint when I was 31.
Wow.
Yeah, 'cause- well, you know, my mom passed away when I was 13, and she was big on, you're never going to do drugs, are you? No, Mom.
It's like a dying wish he screwed you with.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. My mom died at 13. I had the list too.
Yeah.
You're like,
Sorry to hear
you
that.
know.
My dad also passed when I was 13.
Sorry to hear that. Maybe it's a club they've got.
Yeah.
13-year-old
It's a-
dead parent club.
13.
Let me go now and screw up my child. And they're gone.
Bye.
Yeah. Oh, look at you. They're all just giggling somewhere behind a tree.
Right.
Above
maybe-
our heads.
Or maybe they're incredibly proud, and that would be nice. Maybe
go
they didn't
with
even
that.
die. That's true.
I hope so.
Yeah.
That's all I can hope for.
Bye. Anyway, so I'd never done any kind of drugs or anything like that. So I had been reading a lot about, and once again, and someone was saying, oh, well, you're going through your midlife crisis. And it's not a midlife crisis; it's a not lived crisis. It's all this stuff
I
that
like that.
it's all this stuff you're afraid, or you listen to people, and so I've been reading about pharmaceutical grade LSD and how microdosing and this and that. Joe Rogan's a big microdoser. Cary Grant was a huge proponent of LSD. Aldous Huxley, who wrote Brave New World and a bunch of scripts in Hollywood. It's a fascinating story when he went to Hollywood. But Aldous Huxley turned Cary Grant onto it. Cary Grant had a horrible life. He was like thrown in the streets at like 4 years old.
No kidding.
Oh my God, he had one of the most horrifying, early lives ever, and it scarred him horribly. And the thing about acid is that it call it LSD because acid is what you heard on Dragnet. Blue Boy's on acid. He drowned the baby in the tub thinking it was a potato sack. Oh no! Stop! The world's gonna die. So with LSD, it takes away sometimes you need your defense mechanisms. It takes them away, and that's why you can't just say, "Hey, Jimmy, you've got psychological problems. Try some LSD. This will make everything better." No, it takes away all those defense mechanisms you got, and you need them. Sometimes you need them.
Yeah,
desperately.
absolutely. Yeah.
And it took away a couple of mine, and I was like, I spent, much to the joy of my partner, I spent a half an hour bawling my eyes out because,
Really?
things came up and stuff. I don't want to get into it. Nothing. It
But
wasn't.
that sounded like fun.
It was.
When did you do this? How long ago?
June 2nd.
Okay.
June 2nd.
But what made you just? All right. Well, I'm 53.
It wasn't.
time.
It wasn't a. It was this past year. I read a lot about people using it. Not that I needed it per se. I mean, everyone, but for
Right, you mentioned as far as- yeah,
psychological
pharmaceutical.
healing and not like father stuff. That's gone and done. But he's not though. He's not. Can't wait. I've got a sack of urine I've been saving for 10 years. 10 years. Can't wait for the day the gravestone gets delivered. That prick'll be. I'll be dead and buried. I know it, and he'll still be tapping around. I got friends
You
who
should
have
have
fathers.
a bag of urine hanging around, and you trust someone, and then they'll throw it on his graveside if you
Gotta
go
be in your
first.
will.
That'll be my will. Yeah.
Gotta be the little
Throw
asterisk,
urine
a
on your
footnote.
dead dad's grave. You give it to me, I'll keep it.
Thank you. Sally, here's my. The lawyer shows up 10 days after I die. Sally, here's a bag of urine that John Dorcic wanted you, and only you, to be the.
I was trusted with the bag of urine. I would do that.
There was like crystals at the bottom of it. He must have been in such pain, like physically, moving through his kidneys
Kidney
and urethra.
problems.
I had narrow urethra as a child. I don't know how they fixed it. I don't want to know. But I had a narrow urethra as a child. A little something about me, people. Glad
Today
you-
on The More You Know.
Fun fact: you open up like your Snapple cap. Fun fact: John Dorcic had a narrow urethra. Sperm can only get one at a time. Stop crowding me,
Take
Jimmy.
turns.
I don't know why I'm giving everything a mid-Atlantic accent. My sperm is a mid-Atlantic accent. Anyway, so it wasn't a I'm 53. Let me go do crazy things. There's the Mid-Atlantic accent again. So it was that I'd read a lot about just how it helps getting places psychologically, insightfully, and so I was with somebody who I trusted immensely, and whose supply I trusted immensely, and it was incredible. It was incredible.
So so there was this big setup. All right, we'll go into this room, lock me in, like you were.
Oh well, I mean, no, that's bad. You don't want to do that.
Oh really? Yeah, I've no
yourself
experience
in a
with
room.
it whatsoever, so I have no idea.
It's an outside thing.
Oh, is
Supposedly
it?
mushrooms are more of an outside thing, but we were.
I've never done
outside.
anything like this, so I have no idea.
And I did like a half tab, a half dose or whatever, and it was just we were in Queens, we were in Ridgewood, cool neighborhood. Went to get a pastry. That's when it started kicking in. It was just absolutely beautiful, and just things looked great, and not like things are melting, and there's oh, my spleen just came out of me, and now it's telling me all about British history.
Yeah, you think it's going to turn into like a Dali video or painting or something.
Yeah,
It's-
exactly.
But it was more like enhancing a picture on the computer to brighten the colors.
A little bit. What the takeaway for me was, because it wasn't entertainment. I wasn't doing it for entertainment. I was doing it to
Right.
get somewhere. And what it did was take away psychological safety barriers. And that is what I did it for, and that is what it delivered. And it was beautiful. It was difficult for a short amount of time, but it let me look at things that I had kept stuffed down. In the same way for the Vipassana meditation, where it let me access things that I had put up walls against. This let me access. I never had kids. I didn't want kids. That was my dogma. I hate dogs and kids. Look at me. I'm like W.C. Fields. I got to get a new accent. That's myself.
But it was almost W.C. Fieldish.
Yeah, it was.
Almost.
It was. But yeah, and I realized I wanted kids like badly.
Oh wow!
And
you want mine?
No,
You can take 'em.
I want. Believe me, I want the messed up horror that only my gene pool can deliver.
So you realize this after the acid.
During it.
Okay.
Right.
And you still have those feelings.
Yeah, and part of it was, the part that screwed me up for like a week was that A, I wanted kids. B, I'm not old enough. I'm not in a position to have them right now. And the person I was with was younger, and she certainly could. And it ain't gonna work because I'm gonna be dead. And that was huge. My mortality for the first time. I'm happy. I'm 53. Look good. Graded on the curve. Thanks for grading me on the curve. But I'm all right.
You could easily have a kid and be 83 and them 33 when
Yes.
you
Sally's
die,
good at math.
so- you know what I mean? Like it's not that
True. 100%.
a lot past 13.
100% right. And it might happen. Who knows?
Yeah.
But like at that moment and in that whole thing,
Funked you out.
it was huge. And
You were
the
just
more-
trying to make it with this person who was just a lot younger than you, weren't you? Is that all it was? Let's just get
That was
down
the
to it.
that was
Make
the, was
a
the
baby.
person I just broke up with. So
And that's why you broke up with her, because she wouldn't give it to you. You went through all that effort, even got high with her, and she still wouldn't give it up. So you're like, screw it, I'm out of here.
that's terrible.
I know.
Oh, that's not
That's not what
happened. This is like
Don't you listen?
What?
no.
Is it just you want to have a kid of your own, or just have a child to care for?
No, my own, and the whole like that, and not being able to have it because of just not being able to see it to fruition. Yes, I could have a 30-year-old when I'm 83, and who knows, that might happen. But at the same time, I don't want 5 years of my time with my child saying, "Hey, can you pick my testicles up off the floor?" Hopefully, I'll live in a colder climate where when they hit the floor, they'll just come right back up
Right.
because the cold, makes them ascend, like soon my soul would, to heaven. Hopefully, there's no heaven. Sorry. me. Anyway, I'm throwing heavy truths on people today. That's for another time. But that's your dogma. Just crumpling your dogma and throwing it up into a trash bin is for another time.
Dogma was a great movie.
Delightful. Anyway, but yeah, so that was the journey, and that was the kind of
and it wasn't like, oh, I was high, I didn't know what I was talking about. This stuff stayed with you.
No, because it wasn't. That was the beautiful thing about it, and I was doing a non-recreational dose, non-entertainment dose. It was a small dose just to kind of get somewhere, and I got somewhere, and that somewhere was uncomfortable. But it's a truth, and you have to have uncomfortable truths.
Do they say it wears off at all, like over like years? I was just curious if it's like just because it's been a month.
The acid or the feelings?
The feelings that came, the openness that came about because of the acid.
I mean, the insight. I mean, I always had the hunger for insight. So I mean, that's certainly still there, and I had to make resolution with the insights that I found. And that's the thing. Disclaimer: don't try this if you don't want to find the insights that you're gonna find. I mean, it's fine. Sometimes, who knows? Who knows who you are? I don't know who you are. I don't certainly want to advocate it because.
So you have it's. I don't want this to come out the wrong way, but I'm just going to say it. Why the constant need for insight? And I'm not knocking. I'm just curious what your answer is.
It's the same thing as why I have a friend of mine who loves pizza. I don't understand it. Why the constant need for pizza?
Right. Absolutely.
No, it's fine. That's what That's what this is all about. I think it's that life not lived. It's something I'm interested in. I like. It's like when you get the tooth pulled and it hurts and you stick your tongue in the hole. I think everyone likes that. It's like licking the 9-volt battery twice. Oh, yeah, this is fully charged. Yeah. That's where I like to, people like going on hikes. I like going on hikes too, but I like going on hikes internally. Especially since I was tired of shutting myself off. Oh, let's work on Wall Street and make money. Oh, look, I go to the beach and cry. Why isn't this working for me? Yeah. Why do I keep doing this accent? Yeah. I'll do another one.
Do you think any of it had to do?
Yeah, I'm adding physical.
Do you think anything had to do with like the age when like what age was your mother when she died?
49.
Yeah, because that's kind of how I felt. Like I felt like as I was like kind of like leaping towards the age of 49.
You felt that way when his mother died?
Yeah, exactly.
She's very empathic. She's a wonderful person.
Beautiful, lovely lady.
Oh, she was amazing. My mother was amazing.
I just kind of felt like, for a couple of things. One, she didn't have anything past 49, so I would want to, like, here's all this extra time. Like, if I died the next year, it was a year. It was a year that I had that she didn't have. And then it also kind of, like, makes you realize, what if you do live into the 80s? Do you want to do another, 40 years of what you have been doing, or isn't that... you should make some choices. So I think like a lot, people do talk about, that time in your life, but I think maybe it's just a little bit deeper for people that have a parent who died right around then.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's huge. It's huge. You find people who everyone to a certain lesser or greater degree, everyone has maladaptive behaviors and maladaption in them. But you have a parent who passes away, and then and especially if you're left with, a parent who's not particularly nearly as good as the parent who left, and also, it's adopted. So, from the second you're spit out, you're, being, left, abandoned.
Right.
You get one or two maladaptive behaviors.
Pete Jenkins says, is Rex Harrison living inside John? And he says, holy shit, where is Nurse Ratched?
Yes. And I'm going to start singing like Dr. Doolittle. Damn, damn, damn. I've grown accustomed to a face. Every up and every down. I love Rex Harrison. That dude's awesome. And what about Nurse Ratched? Was that just a psychological? I had actually I still do. I haven't talked to her in a while, but I had a beautiful, wonderful friend, Jen, who from the club days when I was 150 pounds and a giant mohawk and angry and throwing Jack Daniels bottles through Cadillac front windows because I was angry. I was kicked out of my house and I lived in my car. Anyway.
If only did the acid then.
Oh, yeah, that would have been great. Oh, that would have been fantastic. Oh, I'd definitely be giving hand jobs to hobos behind a dumpster going, oh, yeah. So in the club days, there was this great friend of mine, Jen, and she was very acerbic, and we called her Nurse Ratched because she was a nurse, and she took no crap from anyone. I loved her.
Mm-hmm.
I still do. I just haven't seen her in a while. Everyone leaves me. Everyone.
And we're laughing.
Come home. Come home. I'm going to show up next time. Oh, where's Tony and Sally? Courtney?
Left.
Where'd you go?
And then Eric will just be there.
Yeah, just belching at me, staring at me, not blinking, and just
Ignoring
belching and
you
farting.
abandoning you again.
I am
right.
Sticky Legs Man.
Sticky leg Eric. This is a chair. Will I be able to get up? Oh no.
Where was Let's Take a Ride? What's the latest with that? Where have you gone? Where are you going?
I went to the. I just did a little bit of New England after the 10-day meditation thing, and so the meditation thing also gave me great insight into how to write the book. I was getting very stymied with what to do, and a path just, sitting around. Once again, 2.5 hours. You can only take so many naps. So I was thinking about that, and so I've written the outline. I've got some fantastic. I should be done by August with the book, and then I've got people interested in publishing it, so then I can throw that at them. And
were you able to write, or you had nothing?
You're not allowed to have a pen.
You can't even journal?
No. It was tough. And a matter of fact, somebody who had done it a couple times had suggested to me.
Somebody did it more than once?
Swallow a pencil and a pad and regurgitate it in the room.
Yeah. Silently cheating.
On the toilet paper, right with your feces.
I was going to say, like, how I write, I might as well write with feces. But that'd be great. Like, you regurgitate the pad up and then you're trying to write on the paper. Oh, this was a bad idea. I need one of them spaceman pens.
That's like invisible.
Yeah, but one of the dudes suggested. Yeah, no, there were a couple guys who'd done it like 3 and 4 times. It was
really?
Crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
I want to do it. I want to do it again because it was.
Would you do it again?
I would. Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What about the acid? You do that again?
Yeah.
I'd have such a hard time doing it.
No, you wouldn't.
Which one?
The trip. I'm sorry to say.
Well, yeah.
Which one?
I've been told you have to be like prepared for it. You can't just go in there like not ready. You have to like
for the acid or the meditation thing.
Probably both.
Yeah.
From how it sounds like, probably both.
I mean, for the meditation, you certainly have to be ready. That the thing, it's one of those teaching. It's one of those teaching experiences or being taught experiences where they can't tell you what the goal is because then you'll just be staring at the goal and not learning the process. So when they tell you, today we're going to breathe through your nose, and it's not a breathing exercise, you're like, what in the shit are you talking about? But you have to sit at the foot of the master, which I like doing, and just accept and just say yes. Once again, the whole improv thing. Say yes and honestly, that's what a lot of it was, saying yes and saying yes to the things that are coming to you and just observing them and not and that was the thing that hit me. It is just like improv where you say yes to it, you don't try to push it away, and you just observe it. You say yes and you don't love it. It's like coming up with seeing somebody's idea and saying, "Oh, I'm going to do this on stage." Well, you can't. You've got a partner.
Right.
And I guess I'm just coming to this realization now. Your partner is your psyche. Your partner is what's inside. And you've got to say yes to it. And you can't write the narrative because your partner doesn't know what you're doing.
But the difference is in improv, you're expected to do something, where this was just accept and sort of not do something.
Well, but you're
quietly do something.
What you need to do is accept it or observe it. It's not even accepting it. It's
right,
just
but that's what I'm
observing
saying. In improv, you don't stop at the observe part. You know, you're expected to keep
Interact
it
with
moving,
it.
and
Well, I mean, you are interacting with it. Your psyche, your memories, your brain is giving you this memory,
Yep.
and then you observe it, and then it gives you another memory, and you observe that,
Okay,
and then and then it gives you another memory, and you observe it, and you feel pain, and then you say, I will not, I'm not having aversion to this, and it'll give it to you again, no aversion, until you have no aversion to it, and then it'll give you something else. So it's the same going back and forth. It's not nearly as entertaining for an audience.
Right.
I certainly. Oh, look at that! My dog Duchess when I was young. See, everybody, that's my dog Duchess.
Going to the going to the farm.
Ooh, good times, huh? Duchess.
By aversion, do you mean like you see it and experience it, and then you don't feel the pain or the whatever?
No, so
feelings you had?
it's when the two sides of what you don't want to have is either craving or aversion. So aversion, it brings you pain, or you want it to go away. So you think of a person, or you think of a memory that is causing you pain. So you want, you'd react with aversion to it. Oh, I don't want that. I don't want that. And just to observe it, like a parent dying, that's causing me pain, or it's causing me glee, whatever it might be. Ultimately, you just want to observe it, so it's not hitting you anymore, and it's just what it is, and it's natural. And there was a great story that the teacher told. He told a lot of great stories, and I'm a big, with the mortified thing. But anyway, I love narratives. And he told a story about this woman who went to her baby died, and she goes to the holy man of the town. Goes to the Buddha, and not a holy man per se, but a learned man, an educated, an enlightened man. And she says, you're enlightened. You're the Buddha. You know what to do. My baby's dead because there's nothing. This is natural. This is what happens. It's sad, but it's what happens. No, you can do something. You know everything. You can do something. And he says, all right, I can do something. I need you to go to a home in this city and get me 5 grains of rice. But they have to be 5 grains of rice from some family who's never had anyone die. And she goes, okay, I'll do that. And then everything will be fine? She goes, yes, everything will be fine. The Buddha says everything will be fine. And of course, goes to every single family asking for 5 grains of rice. And did you ever have anyone die? And of course we did. Next house, 5 grains of rice. Anyone die? Of course we did. And after traveling through the city, she realized that this is what happens. Everyone has somebody who dies.
Right.
And when she came back to the Buddha and she said, I understand. And the Buddha said, great, get me a beer. Lesson learned. You owe me one, Cindy. And
Let's crack this one
Yeah,
out.
so it's just something that it helps you with your past, but you probably can carry it over into everything that happens in your today time, where you maybe don't overreact or even react. Like it's not even about overreacting; it's just reacting. We react to every single thing someone says or does, and you just to sit back and observe it and see how it works out without you getting yourself involved. It's probably a really healthy thing.
incredibly so. Incredibly so.
And that is our show.
There you go. That's our show for today. It is
Improv.
1:05. Improv.
Let's
Go
not
ahead.
forget.
Do it again.
Improv. Once again, take2actingstudios.com. Go onto that if you're interested in the improv classes. There's teen classes and adult classes. And if you're interested in acting classes, Take Two is helmed by Regina Schneider, who is a professional actress. She's amazing. Another person, beautiful inside and out. And her acting classes are phenomenal. So Take Two Acting Studios in Huntington, Black Box Theater. Super excited. Check it out. Just do it. Just do it. And for free of charge, I will teach you the Mid-Atlantic accent. Use it everywhere. Everyone loves it.
John Dorcic, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks a lot,
John
John.
Thank you.
Always a lot of fun with John.
Thank you, Crazy Kids.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hey, listen, before I forget, we had Robin Eve on here last week. She's coming back, I think it's next week sometime. When she comes back, I think it's July 12th she's coming back, she will be giving away some copies of her new album. And we'll be having a contest exclusively for our viewers and listeners right here with Robin when she returns. So stay tuned for that when she comes back. That's with Robin Eve. So, so stay tuned for that coming at you. And again, Knock 'em Dead Comedy, ladies and gentlemen, we have some great stuff happening in the month of July. John had a crazy June. We have a crazy July. Tomorrow afternoon, if you're in the Manhasset area, head on over to the Manhasset Public Library where you can see Eric and Sally doing one of our game shows.
Yay.
Our Knock 'em Dead Comedy game shows, some random trivia where you come up to a podium, hit the buzzer, answer your questions, some fun party games as well, lots of laughs. We're doing our July library tour, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow at Manhasset, 2 o'clock. July 11th, we'll be at the Riverhead Public Library. July 12th, it's the Brookhaven Library versus South Country Library. July 16th, Longwood Public Library. July 23rd, Lynbrook Public Library. July 25th, Westbury Public Library. And don't forget, July 26th at Frank Steaks in Jericho, one of our hilarious audience participation murder mystery shows right there, Frank Steaks in Jericho. Great food, lots of laughs over there. Call Frank Steaks today. They will sell out, I guarantee it.
Love that place.
Me too.
Delicious.
And don't forget, Friday, October 25th. I know it seems like a long way away, but put it down on your calendars now as you're going to celebrate Halloween. A fun costume party, murder mystery with us, Knock 'em Dead Comedy, over there at the Brokerage in Belmore. It's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait for that. Go to knockemdeadcomedy.com to see to learn all about Knock 'em Dead Comedy. And of course, hey, look, how about this weekend? Want to check out a great comedy show this weekend? Hit one of Governor's comedy clubs. Governor's right here in Levittown, Friday and Saturday, Eric Lydon. At the Brokerage this weekend, Friday and Saturday, Kevin Downey Jr., the hilarious Kevin Downey Jr. Oh, yeah, he's great. And, of course, again, don't forget us, October 25th. McGuire's in Bohemia, the very funny Irishman, Mick Thomas will be there. He's great. One of my favorites. Mick Thomas will be there Friday and Saturday. Just like that. Go to govs.com for ticket information, full schedule, everything you need to know over there at govs.com. And, of course, govsradio.com. Lots of great shows coming your way. As I said before, Valentina Janik starts July 18th. Two Girls, One Mic will be coming soon. And, of course, Sunday nights at 7, Joey Cola live from Governor's Green Room. Joey was not on last night. He will not be on this Sunday. We got to wish him all the best. He's getting surgery for a hernia. If you watched his show last week, he actually stood up and showed you his belly button, how it was all sticking out. So wish Joey the best. So we're hoping he's going to return the following week. In the meantime, again, wish him all the best. Monday afternoons at 1, Funny Tank. So Funny Tank will be on immediately after we're done here. Tonight at 6:30 is Steve Squared. And at 8 o'clock tonight, The Wort Show with Mike and Pete. Mike, who was in here earlier, always a lot of fun. Check him out tonight. He's got breweries. He's got woodworkers. He's got all sorts of fun going on there tonight at The Wort Show with Mike and Pete. Next Monday, of course, Jam returns, Joe's Acoustic Mondays. Joe DeJesu will be here with Malcolm Gold. He's a Grammy Award-winning bass player and songwriter. And Jackie the Joke Man Martling will be here with him. Jackie, if you didn't know, he was actually a musician before he got into comedy. He still to this day writes his own music, and he's a good guitar player, and he sings. So that'll be fun. You'll get a little different side of Jackie next Monday. Tuesday mornings at 10, Tea Time with Teresa. She's back tomorrow morning. Tuesday nights at 8, Sorry Not Sorry with Anthony Rodia. Anthony returns tomorrow, and I'll be back with him after 2 weeks off. Looking forward to that. Wednesday night at 7:30, Three's Company. Wednesday nights at 9, Dan Romano. Thursday afternoon at 1:30, Let's Eat Long Island. And, of course, if you guys didn't hear it last week, this past Thursday was the last episode of Limo Talk with Graz until the end of July. Graz also needs, I'm not even sure what's going on with him, but I know it's something medical, so hope we wish him all the best over there. And, of course, there's us, the Knock 'em Dead Comedy Radio Show. We're on every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. right here on govsradio.com. We thank you guys for the hearts, the likes, the comments, the support, everything you guys do. Join us tomorrow. We have a lot of exciting things coming up. Like I said, a chance to win Robin Eve albums and some other autographed items. That's coming up soon. I do believe Eric is back tomorrow, so the three of us will hopefully be back first time in a week. And we also have a guest tomorrow, singer-songwriter Frankie Matos. Sorry, Frankie, I'm saying your name wrong. He will be here with us tomorrow. Hopefully he'll perform a little bit. And it should be a lot of fun. So we will see you guys tomorrow at 11 a.m. We'll see you. Thanks again, John Dorcic.
Anytime. I
All
love
right.
it.
Good night,
Thank
guys.
you.
I said good night. It's in the middle of the afternoon.
It feels like it.
See ya.